Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Irish column for Sunday, the 8th of February 2026. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Orla Donoghue. I'll be actually joined by Orla Donoghue right now. Hello, Orla, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good, yeah, I'm good. It's been a busy week, hasn't it? Go, go, go.
Sorry?
It's been a busy week. Can you hear me okay? There's no echoes, there's
Yeah.
no anything tonight. You'll be good.
No, well, I have the volume turned down, so.
Yeah. Let me see. Hello, Paula. Hello, Vintage Jude. Hello, Gail Force. Hello, everyone. Evening, everyone. Hello. Good evening from Manchester. Good evening, Michael John. How are you? Good evening, Moneybags Era and Chris Bourne and Vincent Brown. Fair play to you all, lads. Thanks for tuning in. I'll just put up the banners there. The WhatsApp has gone mad again on the show, and so I don't know what the story is. It's blocked out again. You get it on the WhatsApp there. There's another WhatsApp number there, 089 406 5986 if you want to send that in. You'll also get us there on X at FitzyDub, at Casey, at Rugamorph27. You'll get us on YouTube at the Irish Column, at Gale Force Media, and you'll also get us live then, and you'll get us on Facebook at Paul Fitzsimons. Yeah. I'll go through a couple of comments. How are you all from Marino? Marino, yeah. How are you, Drew? How's things, buddy?
Hey, Drew, how are you?
How are you, Angie? How's things? Good evening, ladies and gents. Good evening. John Lagan, good John Lagan. How are you, John? Good evening. How's things? Paul, you are looking so handsome as always. Your money's in the post, Nate. Your money's in the
2 minutes in, and I'm rolling my eyes already.
Seems a bit of visual lag there, Paul. Hopefully we don't get hockeyed out of it again. Yeah, I'm seeing that myself here for some reason. Good evening, Paula, all and everyone in the chat. God bless you all. Aaron Gobra, how are you, Ferg? I'm good, mate. Yeah, all good. All of you are so classy. Yeah. Evening, Paul. Orla. I didn't get back till I was late getting back. I didn't get back till about 7:30. What time did I text you, Orla? Was that about 7:30?
Yeah, but I didn't look at your message at 5 to 8.
Oh, well, there you go. Hi, everyone. Yeah, how's things? I'll tell you what, I want to have a look at this. Mother and baby homes. Look, this was just one you sent in to me. I'm just going to share this.
Yes, they found another 22 remains.
Oh, God. Oh, hold on. What did that happen there? Stop sharing that. What happened there? They're messing with us. We haven't even said that yet. Yeah. It should be it there now. That's it there now. Further 22 sets of infant remains recovered at Tuam Mother and Baby home site. The memorial, that's the memorial at the statue there, the Tuam Mother and Baby home. Let me read it there. This is by Paul McGrath, Western correspondent. A further 22 sets of infant remains have been recovered from the site of the former Mother and Baby home in Tuam, County Galway, as excavation work continues there. In its latest update, the Office of Director of Authorised Intervention, the ODA-IT, says forensic analysis is being carried out on each remains. All had been interred in coffins in an area marked on historical maps as a burial ground. The latest recovery brings it to 33 in total number of sets of infant remains found at this location. All were buried there during the period the home operated in Tuam between 1925 and 1961. The area in question is close to a memorial garden where significant quantities of bones were found during an initial probe by the Commission of Investigation into the Mother and Baby homes almost a decade ago. Oh, so you're not allowed to fly drones or anything over it, look. AID said in total 28 DNA samples have been taken from relatives of those who died in the home. The office is working with a further 175 people who are interested in providing samples to determine whether they met the eligibility criteria set out in the legislation that governs an overall exhumption and identification efforts. The excavation work on the site began last year, 11 years after research by local historian Catherine Corliss found that there were no burial records for almost 800 infants, as well as remains from that period. A number of others from the time the workhouse operated and the site have also been found. A further update of excavation is due in April. Give them a decent burial. Local historian Catherine Corliss, who helped uncover the Chew mother and baby home scandal, said it was great news that further infant remains have been discovered. Speaking on RTE's Drive Time, Miss Corliss said everyone knew that they were there somewhere and we just couldn't pinpoint it. It's great news, and they are being exhumed now, and there will be DNA tests. She said a lot of family members had given DNA already and will be hoping to match it up with some of the remains and give them a decent burial. Mrs. Corliss said the excavation was focused at the workhouse. But Miss Corliss said 22 infant remains were found, but it's like, I reckon there's a lot more to you.
There probably is, but will we ever know?
Well, that's it. Well, like they wanted this shut down. Do you remember? For Gorman wanted to lock this down for 30 years or something like that.
I know. But sure, how are we ever going to know? Sure, they won't release the proper records. They won't tell anybody what's going on. Sure, I mean, we've no idea. It's like asking how long is a piece of string. You know, like such a dark time in our history. Like innocent babies. It's absolutely horrendous.
I know. Chris Ferguson, everyone, hope all is well. That's everyone. Gemma believes this to be lies. Believes what to be lies? Okay, the mother and baby things. I'll be honest with you, Gemma. I just don't know. I don't know. She does some great reporting and then she does some mad stuff. So I just try to stay away.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a welcome. Chris, beat you to it. Yeah, okay. Just making sure I get everyone, Angela. Oh, yeah, thanks, Chris. Angela, I got hi, Paul and all everyone in the chat too. Hi, everyone. RTE.
Here, Chris, you're like a school teacher doing a roll call.
Paul Maxime on shot. Evening all.
Yeah, on shot.
I have information here on this because I'm the man that opened this up. Okay, hold on. Evening all. East Cork here. I have information here on this because I'm the man that opened this up. Okay, so what do you mean you opened it up? I'd like to know what you mean by that.
What does it mean? He says I have information on what?
It must be on the mother and baby homes there, on the Tuam thing. You know what I mean? Maybe he was the digger man, or maybe he was involved in getting them exhumed, or I don't know. A bit more info into the chat there, Delg 9898, please.
But you remember, like, there was women that came out over the years and said, like, they were told that their babies were dead and everything like that, and they weren't. The babies were adopted out and everything, you know?
Yeah. Just watch Noel McConnell there. He had Eugene Jordan in a great listen. Yeah, I listen back on them sometimes now. I do. I like Noel. Noel's one of the good guys. So, yeah, plug Noel all the time. This is a very dark story. Yes, it is. What's this government saying openly? Up a place for homeless. Saying opening up a place for homeless. Is it true? Well, I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything.
Nothing.
Well, I don't know what they're doing because, I mean, they're closing hostels. So, all the hotels are full as well. So, and then they're closing the nursing homes as well to open up as I pass. So, where are they putting the homeless?
I don't know. Good evening, Paul and Orla from the Daesh. Chris, who runs the County Gains YouTube channel, received an email from someone in the library in Galway to tell him that his channel has been blocked. That's happening everywhere.
No surprise.
I follow Gemma O'Doherty quite a bit, and she always said that this didn't happen. What the hell is she on about? Exactly. Come on.
Do you know what? I wouldn't even get into it.
Yeah, I just don't get into it. Oh, Eddie, it's been going on donkey years. Yeah, it has been. The nuns won't say anything, even if they did wrong. There's none of them are going to say anything. You know yourself what happens, lads. Pick off, Orla. Yeah.
On shot, Chris.
Lads, this is not all it seems. Galway Council built over graves. It was being done by all councils rather than hold up the buildings. Yeah. Well, we need to pull down buildings if needs be, Friend of mine doing infant project. He will name trace most of the bodies. Oh, that's good. Deadly. Jane Doe, Zarowski, how are you? Evening. How are you, Flame Chef? How's everyone? Let's see, there's not enough room in the Botanic Gardens to fit the amount of plants. Gemma thinks she says, God bless her.
I'll let her on.
I know, I'm the same. I'm the same. The night after the emergency powers are passed and another protest outside the president's house, women were across the road protesting about the files closed on their homes. Always thought the irony. I think Sheila was involved in that. I was talking to her yesterday. I'll go on and explain because it's public, as I did it live on air. Okay. Do you want to come on? You want to come on and tell us live on air? I'll go on and explain because it's public, as I did it live on air. Okay, what did you do? Send me in a message in there and I'll bring you up for 5 minutes just to let us know what's going on, and 5 minutes will do us. So there you go, mate. Send me a message on that 089 406 5986 and I will send you the link to come in, and you can come in and give us 5 minutes of what you're talking about if you can within 5 or 6 minutes. Okay. So that's it. 409 406 5986. Hang on, I'll just pull up the WhatsApp now just to see. No, I've nothing yet. Leave this over here. A lot of buildings could be covering up graves. Yes, they could, yeah. Paul, we'll get you on. No bothers. Yeah, no problem, lads. I'll bring you on. No problem. All okay, Paul and all. Yes, we're good. Send me a message there, mate, and you can come up if you want. It's no problem. The fella Niall is a historian from Galway who has looked into this. He has also written a book that Niall has on his website too. Okay. I came across Bessborough Graveyard, and first thing I did was ring the radio. Okay. You want to come on for a minute to tell us? There you go. 089 406 5986. Right. I'm going to close that down there now. Yeah. Right, Orla, we'll kick off a video. Right, I want to go with this guy with the housing, yeah?
Yeah, no problem.
We'll go with that. We have a couple to do. We have a few, yeah. Right, we'll go with the housing first.
Journal published an article yesterday with the headline, Housing Completion Hits Highest Level in More Than a Decade, after we learned how many houses were built in 2025. The Irish Examiner published a similar article, where they spoke to Housing Minister James Brown, who said that he welcomed the news, and that it was a signal of a clear ramp-up in supply. RTE quoted Taoiseach Micheál Martin, who said that the number of houses that the government built in 2025 was very significant. So all of this would surely mean that the government smashed their target out of the park, delivering the houses that we desperately need en masse. Well, they actually missed their target again. In fact, they missed their target by thousands. But you wouldn't know that by reading some of the headlines from our mainstream media. Now, I'm not saying that it's not just a coincidence that there are so many former political journalists who now happen to work for Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. And I'm not saying that the RTE Director General, who is apparently looking for a massive pay increase to be approved by government, has anything to do with it either. But I'm a bit sick and tired of having to wade through the spin to find out what this government is up to. And if you are too, check out my Substack, linked in my bio. If you want to get your news without the government spin, if you want to see who is voting for what, and you want a weekly recap straight to your email, then make sure to subscribe. Because when this government fails, these are the headlines that you should be seeing.
Yeah, but we knew that. Like, we knew that they never hit the targets. Like, you know what I mean? And
but they can't.
Whatever they did hit,
we don't have enough builders. We don't have enough tradesmen, and then like demand is way outdoing supply. Like, how are you ever supposed to catch up with the amount of people looking for houses, especially with everybody coming into the country?
Well, that's it. It's all the people coming into the country. Do you reckon there's nearly 40,000 houses went to foreigners in the last 3 years?
Yeah.
Like, where have they got any right to get anything in this country? They're only here to bleed and wet day. And I know people that have been on the list for 20 years and 22 years. I think Angela Leggett put up a thing here 3 weeks ago, talking about it. 22
I'm
years
sure
on the
I know.
council
So
and
we met
still
people at the
sitting there.
doors during elections.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
down here in
ridiculous.
Carlow, they were
You know what I
speaking
mean? It's
12
ridiculous.
to 14 years waiting. You know. Come here,
Yeah.
I know who that is. It's Derek. He said he was trying to ring you. Does he have the right? Here, what's the
Ringing
number?
me.
Just call me at your number, Paul.
089 406 5986.
406 59. Sorry?
5986. So it's
Okay, I'll send it
089
on to you.
406 5986. Now
Okay,
everyone
I've
has
sent
me
it on to
number
him.
now. They
I've
can
sent
ring
just
me
in
now.
case he didn't. I've sent on to him. I know who it is now. I know it's Derek.
Okay. Martin is at the joining us there. Hello, Martin. How are you?
Hello, my friends. How are you all keeping? And hello, audience.
All right,
Apologies
good. How's
for my
things?
tardiness.
Right, we're going to go through the list of rules, Martin.
No coursing. That's
Have
the
you-
only rule. No coursing.
Paul, put up your hands. I may need yours.
It's not a rule. It's just, if you can, try not to course. Okay.
I was.
No mention about matches, lighters, burning anything.
No, we're grand.
We're not talking about women. We're not talking about voting.
People, I believe the Jews have infiltrated the Irish column. I believe that censorship is now upon us. Get out while you still can.
No,
Hold on. I've only gone to 5. I have to do this hand, and then I need Paul's as well.
We'll put it into context. We have conversations, obviously, off air in relation to which way things are going, and I am unfortunately a bit of a loose cannon sometimes, and I don't mind saying that. And sometimes I genuinely get the wooden spoon from Orla, and I accept it, and that's it. And Orla gets a small bit of shtick back, but at the end of the day, we're adults.
And then Martin gets even more stick back.
We have conversations and we come to agreements, but I'm so staunch on free speech that sometimes I will allow free speech to the detriment of the greater good, because I'll allow people to speak who perhaps shouldn't have a voice. But it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's great to be surrounded by such wonderful, wonderful people where we can converse and have these conversations publicly. This is the biggest thing. We can do it publicly. No shame, no.
Well,
nothing.
I'm being honest with you. Everything is being done publicly now. If there's any more interviews or anybody wants to talk to us about anything, I want it done live on air.
100%.
Where you can't say, I never said that, and I didn't say this, and he wasn't there. And if you're here, you're live, you're asked a question, you don't answer the question, well, then good luck to you. You know what I mean? People will see you for what you are. I'm not going to sit in the room and someone come out of a room and say, oh, Paul Fitzsimon said this when I didn't say it. So anyone wants to talk to us ever again, it's live.
It's the only way to do it. It doesn't have to be live, just even a recorded conversation that you share with the public. Because if you are putting your head above the parapet, nail your colours to the mast, say what you believe in, put it out there, and let the people decide. Let the people decide.
Yeah. Transparency is best.
I think I genuinely love our background conversations, because you know what? We do have argy-bargy. We do have difference of opinions, but guess what? Every single time it is literally resolved in about 4 sentences. That's it. That's all it takes, because we're honest with each other and who we are, what we are, what we're going to accept, what we're going to do.
It's normally a lot quicker, Martin, when you're face to face with me.
I've only ever seen you mad once ever in my life. I've only ever seen you mad, and it was nothing to do with me. That's why it's so funny, because I happened to be in the room, but it was nothing to do with me. But
I know. And she said yourself, you peed yourself a little.
I did say that. I said, Orla, I just peed myself a little bit. Yeah. It was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. People, don't cross this woman. And I'm glad I wasn't at the receiving end of it. But wonderful, wonderful, wonderful group of people, and Gale Force Media is of everything. This is working. Like, this is absolutely fucking working so well. I know we've our fingers in a lot of other pies, but and credit to
jump off for a sec.
yeah, credit
Okay.
to AC, who was doing huge amounts of work in the background to make this work. So it's absolutely fun. And Orla, I have to give you massive credit. That last interview you did with the fisherman, that's not interviewing, that's fucking grade A, fucking professional level reporting. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, as I always say, Martin, I'm just grateful that they will do the interview with me, because there's a hell of a lot of people out there will say to me, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be on camera. And I normally get around them.
I'm going to start firing up the comments there.
But it's very important. What I'm doing is I am giving business owners a voice. And it is extremely important, because I cannot emphasize enough that there is a massive avalanche coming with businesses closing. Like what I'm listening to day in, day out, nearly every day I am dealing with a business, sometimes 2 or 3 in one day, and what I'm listening to the same thing, over and over and over again. What is coming, I'm telling you, is scary.
It's terrifying. I work for one. I see the rates. I see the tax bill. It's, to me, this is.
But it's everything. It's the VAT. It's the ESB. It's the wages. It's the new pension. It's the increase in the minimum wage. But there's the likes of your hidden stuff, like your carbon tax. Like I've been saying to people, like, unless Harry Potter is delivering your supplies, which he is not, you've got a delivery van coming in. Every time the fuel goes up, the carbon tax is added onto that. That in turn then is added on to the business owner. The business owner then in turn has to pass it on to the customer, because like they can't take every single bill coming through the door. Like, it's just never ever ending for them. Like, and there is no help. There is no support.
I'm going to throw an idea out to people, and it's just an idea. So I'm not telling people what to do, and I'm just saying there's an idea. So to be exempt from this pension scheme you mentioned, you quite simply have to earn less, so to speak. You can still earn enough. This is my understanding. I don't know if I'm 99% sure I'm right. If you are paying enough through the books to earn a stamp, so you're securing your pension, which probably won't exist by the time you reach pension age anyway, but then you are exempt from this new opt-in pension scheme, and just get the rest of your wages cash and claw. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do that through a multinational, but people need to start thinking outside of the multinationals, because as soon as the VAT exemptions go, and as soon as the tax loopholes and all of the other ways they're making billions upon billions of your labor, you're going to be just booted out the door, and you'll get minimum redundancy, and that's it. It'll be bye-bye, and there'll be no job for you. So start thinking ahead in relation to that. We need to start planning how to get out of the system. And if you can get cash and claw work,
back, Martin. That muffling sound is back. You just talk.
So
there.
it's
Go on.
Yeah, so it's coming through. It's not coming through me because I have headphones on. So there's no sound on my end.
Coming through Orla, because I just muted Orla, and it's, I don't know, that's weird.
You see, you can. How can it come through me? We've actually been on for nearly half an hour.
I understand. Well, listen, I can hear it. I'm gonna.
Hang on, I'm gonna mute me.
Pause you then.
I'm mute.
Okay, I don't know whether you can hear. Can you hear the muffling, Martin? Yeah, so can I. Now mute Orla.
Actually, hold on a second. Maybe hold on. I've moved my phone beside the tablet. Does that make any difference? Maybe it's the sound, because I'm not doing anything.
It's definitely. Getting rid of pensions by the back door. Yeah, sounds like the rumbling. Yeah, I'm gonna just mute you again, Orla, and there you go. Is it gone now, Martin?
Well, I'm going to talk
Can
to
you
you
hear me
and
now?
say, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Oh my God.
Yeah,
No,
we're good, yeah.
I'm getting off the show now. No. I'm not having a bash Orla night all night like
There's no bash Orla night at all. Don't worry about it.
Are you on your Orla, are you on your tablet or did you get your laptop back?
No, the laptop's not back yet because the guy that was fixing it, he was on holidays.
Martin, I
So
just had
I
to
think he was
drop
back
down
on
for a minute.
Friday, so I have to wait. So I'm just on my tablet because we've no other laptop. The two of them are in the
Yeah,
are in the
I
shop.
have one for you. I have one sorted for you. I have one sourced for you. I'll get it down to you. Just for yourself. Okay. I'll be back in a minute.
He's going to drive to Carlo right now.
Is anyone going to tell him that the tablet that or the laptop that I've been getting fixed belonged to him as well?
It's irrelevant. Look, it's literally just feedback. It's your microphone picking up the sound of. This is why I said get headphones in Mr. Price for like €4. It stops that feedback.
I will actually, I have been invited to the opening of Mr. Price next Thursday in Carlo.
Excellent. Buy some goddamn headphones.
But you'll have the laptop hopefully by then.
It's €4, Orla.
No, but you're hoping you use it.
I just want to show you something. And people will be able to hear this. So a second and a half after I stop making noises, it's coming through your end.
Anyway, let's put something up and keep going.
Your children have headphones. Go and get a pair of headphones off children.
My son's not here.
You have other children.
Hold on. I'll see. Hold on. I don't even know what she has. Hold on.
Orla, read that.
Hold on.
I'll keep going through the comments. What videos have we got tonight?
Have you access there?
No, they're all in Paul's end. There's an interesting one there. Tradesmen are leaving jobs for more cushy jobs. Why would not to build houses for others when they get broken bodies from it? No thanks unless you're yeah, I understand that. I agree. I work in the automotive trade now, and there's a severe lack of apprentices.
But it's impossible to get them. Like I was in doing a video of one of the lads this week, and another guy came in. He was getting something fixed, and he was just saying like he's a plasterer, and like that he was saying you can't get lads, young lads. He said they're all emigrating. He said you just can't get them.
I don't know what that means.
Hi Martin. Yeah, but he normally has teddy bears.
Thanks, Angela. Yeah, live is the best way to go. Look, it always is. I used to do my show minutes to midnight completely live. It was literally I have to record now, but I still don't edit. There's actually the funny one I did today. Somebody started knocking on the studio door, and it's in the video. I had to turn around and say, "Go away! I'm gonna have to get one of those. You know, those red lights that says on air."
Okay. Right. I don't know where Paul disappeared after. Here, I will send you over a nice little video to put us all in a happy humor when you see this.
Is it got?
Right.
And
I hope we can all get to this stage. So I'll send it on to you, Martin. Right.
All right. Will you just root around the house with some headphones? I can hear myself in my ear.
Somebody is looking for them now.
Good woman.
Right. Okay. I've sent this to you.
And poor Ger.
Yeah. So did you get it? Okay, put it up.
Wait a second. I have to go to my second.
You have to be put the video up.
Oh, none of that works anymore. Yeah. Okay. So I want to download this. Sorry, now we have to do this in real time. All is not normally have these pulled down. Download complete. Da, da, da. And here,
Goldsmith in Castle Yard in Kilkenny. Des, how are you?
Fine, fine.
You're-
Love being here.
You're a very crafted man.
Thank you, thank you.
So you were just showing me there the ring you
Yes.
have.
Reason the ring. A ring would be the simplest thing to make. The beginning would be this,
Yes.
which is a rod of silver, which we buy from a bullion dealer. Through many hours, 3-4 hours, you develop a ring. As quick as that.
Amazing. Amazing. So you make jewellery and you also fix jewellery as well.
Yes, yeah, well, the repairs and things are part of the business.
That's very good. That's great. And how long are you in business?
I'm only here since 1968.
Only 1968. Good man.
A while,
And then you're showing me your claim to fame.
yes.
So you made the Sam Cup.
The current Sam World Cup, yes.
Wow. That is absolutely amazing. That's quite an honour, isn't it?
That was nice to do, a nice commission to get.
Yes, 100%. There's not too many of you left, I'd say, is there, in this trade?
Maybe more than you'd imagine. No big companies. More individuals and 1 or 2 man operations.
Well, fair play to you. What you do here is absolutely amazing. I'm just looking at all your bits and pieces.
Yes, all tools, all necessary. The longer you're about, the more you accumulate.
Yeah. And you obviously love what you're
I
doing.
like what I do. It's not work.
It's a lot of work,
Pleasure.
yes.
No, it's not work. It's pleasure.
It's pleasure, yeah. And a bit of work.
Yes.
Listen, Des, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Not at all.
And fair play to you. As I said, it's amazing what you do here.
Thank you very much.
And I think, giving a shout out to crafters, you are so talented.
We're trained into it initially, from a young age.
Yes. It's a bit of a dying trade, I suppose, in some
In a
aspects.
sense, the bigger companies would be gone.
Yes. Yeah. Well, fair play to you. And thank you so much for talking to me
Not at
today.
all. Pleasure.
Oh, I'm muted. Orla has disappeared, and Paul is nowhere to be seen. So you're stuck with me for a few minutes. What am I going to waffle? Oh, I'm I've got free reign. I can say whatever I want. Oh my god, they're never going to talk to me again. Throw up in the comments what you think about the DEI hire killing a fucking 81-year-old man. Oh, I cursed. Oops. In Dublin. I want to hear your comments on that. I want to hear the angry comments, and I'm going to share the angry comments online because, like I said, there's no one here to stop me. So Orla's back, and she's not looking impressed at all. Hi, Orla. I only cursed once.
I heard.
Yeah. I want to see what comes through in the comments. I've given people, this is an interactive show. I've given people an opportunity to comment on a tragedy of a poor, unfortunate 81-year-old man and numerous other people injured because of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And anyone who wants to counter-argue me saying that that man died because of diversity, equity, and inclusion, I will debate you live on air in relation to why I'm right and why you're wrong. So the floor is open. But
Anyway, back to Des. So Des is 83 years old and he is such an amazing man and he was just full of the joys of spring. And I said to him, Des, I said, like, you're only here a couple of days a week. Oh no, he said, I'm here like pretty much every day. I was tired looking at him. Do you know? And he was as happy as Larry and just off doing his own thing. And I just said, oh my God, you're some man at 83 years old. And you should see his jewellery. It's unbelievable. The nice stuff that he has.
Sorry, the goldsmiths and the silversmiths are artists.
And they are the proper. Like, I have another interview with another. He's in the same yard. Because I said they're like a little village. There's 11 crafters there. So there's another man. I have an interview with him. I just haven't put it up yet. So he's another goldsmith as well, and silversmith.
There's a book I'm reading on Brehon law by a lovely lady. She was on Tommy Tiernan there quite recently, and it's literally a whimsical view on Brehon law, but beautifully written. But the metalworker were akin to the Druids and the Brehons, and they were just below the kings, and you weren't allowed. It's not that you weren't allowed; you didn't travel between the different kingdoms and kingships, and there was about 155 of them across the country. You stayed in your own community, but the metalworker, the Druid, the Brehon, and the king were allowed to travel between these different kingdoms. That's how highly regarded these people's skills were. So the man who could manipulate gold and the man who could manipulate steel and bronze, they were treated like kings. Ferg put up a brilliant one there, because I got free reign there for a minute. I have to go back and find it.
That's not going to happen again.
Which look, it happened. I'm like a dog you don't let off the leash. If you let me off the leash, this is what's going to happen. I have to find Ferg's one. Where is it? I'll find it.
I see Padder's here. How are you, Padder? Yup. I'm looking for it there.
There's one of it. Yeah. No, he just said something about the channel definitely getting nuked right now.
Channel getting nuked, yeah. Getting nuked.
Where is it? I can't. I saw.
How are you, I saw it. It's up there. There it is.
There it is. I have it there now. Yeah. Thanks, Ferg. I should. Hey, look. I said, don't let me off my leash and don't leave me alone in public.
Yeah, Martin needs to be locked in a small dark room somewhere for a while.
I got the front door fixed 2 weeks ago. Cost 80 quid labour and 25 for parts. Yeah, I do all my own work.
Cash and claw, hopefully.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Listen to me. We'll build our own societies. You'll find a plumber. You'll find an electrician. You'll find a builder who will work for cash in hand. And you know what? The state deserves none of it. So that's my advice to people. If you need a job done, you find a lad who'll do it cash in hand. You pay him. Simple as that. And why should the state take 40% of that man's labor? And for him to be able to earn a living, he has to charge you an extra 40%. Cash and claw, people. That's the way to go. We need to get out of society, out of the state-run society, and build our own one. And we're going to we'll do that ourselves. Just stop allowing the government to steal from you, and that's what they're doing. It's not taxation at this point; it's theft.
Just reading this here: the silence from the media, the government about the bus crash speaks volumes. The fact they are saying it wasn't a medical emergency, but will take weeks to find out what happened. Where's the CCTV from the bus? Exactly. Poor man. Imagine living to that age to be taken out by a bloody diversity. I hope his family sues the bus company into oblivion. Okay, hopefully. I'm gonna play this video. This is from the other day. Okay, this is just to recap people's minds, because I want to talk about this because now, what I will say on this one is I got a voice message the other day. I think you've heard it, and
we can't talk about it, but we can.
I can't play it, but we can talk about it. Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to play it because I just don't want the chap's name being mentioned or anything about it. But it seems he worked in Harristown in the garage where she was. And sorry, not Harristown. He worked in Go Ahead last year, and this lady, apparently, this is what was said in the message. She came into Go Ahead last year, and she was getting put forward to do her test. And she was that bad a driver in the car that they had to send her for 12 extra lessons in order for her to sit the bus test. That's how bad she was. Now, I have the girl's name who brought this up and everything else. I'm not going to mention her name here. I'm going to send her an email later and see what she has to say about what was said or what has been said. I'll send her on I'm not going to send anyone on anything. I just got it sent to me, and this is what was said. If you look at that video, if she was turning left, she must have never turned left. She must have never tried to turn left. She must have just kept driving straight up the road. That's what must have happened. Because even if you tried to turn left there, you'd have been sideways. You know what I mean? So she must have just kept driving. You know what I mean? She must have thought that was the right way. I don't know. But people are right with the DEI hires. It's gone ridiculous now. It really has.
This happened.
You know what I mean?
This happened.
But
this
it's
happened
very
in the
simple.
States.
It shouldn't matter what nationality you are. The most important
Exactly.
thing is that you're a safe driver. I don't care whether you're black, white, yellow,
Well,
orange.
Well,
You,
no,
it has to be. You have to be a safe driver.
no. Nationality is important. It's massively important. I'll tell you the number one thing that's important. How many countries on this planet drive on the same side of the road as us?
2, 3, 2.
Japan,
Australia and Japan.
England, Ireland.
England, Ireland. Yeah, 3.
Do Australia?
3, yeah.
I didn't even know they drove on the same. Okay,
Australia
so
do, yeah.
there's number one. That is. Have you ever driven a left-hand car? Left-hand drive car. I drive them all the time because we actually have huge amounts of Ukrainian customers. I'll talk about that at another stage, right? So
okay, so,
what
that
I'm
chap
saying to you
said
is
down.
that's number
There's
one.
nobody here. Sorry, Martin, just for a second.
Yeah.
That chap Del G, he's not. I can't see him down here. There's no. Can you see anyone down below here, Martin? Because I can't. He said he's waiting to come up.
No, can't see anyone.
I know, Del G. Paul, I've just messaged you. I know I got it, yeah, but I'm not seeing him here, lads. He's not here on the bottom. Maybe if you go out and come back in again, try it again. But he's definitely not there. I'd see him along the bottom there. He'd be in the green room. Yes, heard that, Paul, on another site. Yes. And I think I'm going to send a mail off to this girl now this evening to see what she has to say, because I have her name and all. She's the head of recruitment for training or whatever. So we'll see what she has to say about this, because honestly, lads, you know what I mean? Like there could have been 6 kids killed there the other day. You know what I mean? And it's all.
I don't drive in Dublin. You all know that. I don't drive in Dublin because I'm too nervous to drive in Dublin.
Angie, why are we the only 2 in here yet to see the YouTube chat on the stream? Why are we the only 2?
Are they on? There's 2 YouTube streams. So there is the Irish Column,
the Irish Column and
Gale
Force
Force Media.
Force.
Yeah. So if you're watching it on the Irish Column, the majority of the audience might be watching it on Gale Force Media on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not seeing you there, Del G. I'm not seeing you there, mate.
So I can tell, the bulk of people are watching this on Gale Force Media. Just a quick look there. So just you can just you can switch YouTube channels or stay where you are. I forget they can't see all the comments on the screen.
She went down the pedestrian street. Yeah, she did go down the pedestrian street. That's what I'm saying to you. But it looks as though she never even tried to turn left. Like, everybody knows you cannot drive up there, you know, like, come on, like, people.
But if she was such a terrible driver, how was she allowed to drive a bus? I mean, I am too nervous to drive in Dublin, and I'm Irish, and I won't drive.
I'm going to stop you there. Okay. They want, it's not even the cheap labour, Martin. They can't get bus drivers. This is what they're telling you. This is why they're going away and herding it out in Africa and everywhere else. And they're coming over here then. They do a 6-week course. They learn how to drive, this, that, and the other. That's all well and good. I failed my taxi test twice, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Yes. There's guys coming in here that are 3 and 4 months in this country that are getting the taxi test, that licenses handed to them. I know not to turn, but I know not to drive straight up North Street. Do they know not to drive straight up or North Street?
A comment came in there saying that Nigeria drive on the same side of the road as us, but they don't. They actually changed it in 1972. They switched to driving on the right. So it was a British colony. I'm saying that wrong. colony.
Colony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in
But
1972,
there you go, Paul.
they
Like,
switched. So
how
they
do
drive,
you,
they drive
where
on the
you are
opposite side of the
from
road.
Dublin and you know Dublin inside out, fail your test, but yet somebody from another country can pass it in 6 weeks? I'm in my 40s and I won't drive in Dublin because I don't, like, I'm too nervous to drive in Dublin.
I'll
Like,
give you one. I'll give you
you
an
know.
even better one. I'm going to give you an even better one. I was driving down the road the other day, right, with my dad, who was a taxi man, in the car with me last Friday, I think it was. One of the days last week. We were going to get something done in the car. And there was a taxi behind us with an N plate and an L plate.
How do they have an L plate?
Exactly. This is the thing. You know what I mean? How? And someone said, oh, he might have been teaching his daughter to drive. His daughter's not insured in that car no matter what. It's a taxi. End of story. You know what I mean? So, no, I'm not buying that at all. So there's taxis driving around this town with drivers in them who can't drive properly. Like, seriously? Come on. Pat Casey. So where's the L plates and experience of company driver? All the more reason for carrying passengers. Yeah, exactly, Pat.
You see, none of us know because, like all of us drive, so we don't get taxis. We haven't even a clue what's going on these days with the taxi companies. Do you know?
Paul, I'll go on and prove it to Mark. I don't know what you mean, Del. Like, but I'm not seeing you there, mate. You're more than welcome to come in there.
I sent him on. I sent him on the number.
Yeah. I've sent them on the link. So, like, usually just click in, and allow. Did you allow for your mic and your video camera to be used? You need to do that. Otherwise, you won't get in at all. Angie, nobody can see this. Yeah, I'm here. Strange. We shouldn't have to apologize for wanting Asian or African bus drivers.
I'm right.
Are they being employed anywhere in Europe?
And there's nobody apologizing here. I'm saying straight out that all basically civil positions in this country, whether they be semi-state or state-run bodies, should be filled with indigenous Irish people. No African, no Asian, nobody from anybody outside of Ireland should fill any position in this country that is run by the state. If in emergency measures, if we need to get a couple of people to plug a hole in nursing while we train up new nurses and incentivize them to stay, then fine, no problem with that. But European nurses, not fake Indian or Pakistani nurses or fake African nurses or fake African doctors. I'm done. I'm done with all this now. I'm done with all this.
But the safety, this is what I mean. The safety has to come first. My mother and my grandmother and my aunt were nearly killed in a car crash years ago by an Irish driver on the phone. Like, do you know what I mean? He didn't give a rat's arse what he was doing, and he was Irish. Like, this is what I mean. Like whoever, like especially a bus, whoever is driving a bus, how in God's creation can you learn to drive a bus within 6 weeks?
Okay,
especially in Dublin, it's madness, and especially if you're not from this country, that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
This was a bus, Éireann bus. This wasn't a Dublin bus. And what's happening here is, Christine Walsh there is just saying, in the comments of one of the videos, a retired bus driver said that particular double-decker should not have even been on that particular road. He went on to explain about distances and overhang. Yes, I agree. I don't know what he was speaking about, but he was he was questioning the fact that it was even in that area. And I'll tell you why. They're not supposed to come up Talbot Street at all. They're supposed to go in and into Busaras and back out of Busaras. That's where they go, or they pick up outside there. They don't go through the city centre. You know what I mean? They're Éireann buses. They'd probably pick up at Connolly Station, outside Connolly Station, and head off to do what they have to do. So obviously she turned right onto Talbot Street and headed straight up and tried to get back. I don't know what she was trying to do, to be honest with you, but it should not have been there. Definitely should not have been there. That's a bigger bus completely, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree with you.
But she obviously didn't know the streets either. Like, surely to God, if you're a bus driver in Dublin, you should know your streets.
Well, I was talking to a bus driver yesterday. I know a couple of bus drivers, and this particular guy said to me, Paul, I'm around there 5 and 6 times a day. He said, she shouldn't have been there. She didn't know the roads. No. That's not where it was. She was not supposed to be.
She shouldn't have been allowed on the bus.
Sorry. Yeah, but not even the bus. She shouldn't have been allowed on that road. She shouldn't have been on that road. End of story. She shouldn't have went up Talbot Street. She should have went in around Busaras or went wherever she was supposed to go.
But she obviously couldn't drive, so she shouldn't have even been allowed on the bus in the first place. She wasn't qualified.
Yes, I've seen this video as well, Lizzie. Bus Éireann have a female Muslim bus driver. She's the first female Muslim bus driver, and she's also a trainer. She trains women in the buses. Yes, I've seen that. I have that video there. I didn't want to be showing stuff like that to be sure you're racist, you're doing this, you're doing that. You know how they are, you know what I mean? But
We're not
it's
racist.
true. I've seen
We're
that video.
tribalist, and we put our tribe first, and we don't care about any other tribes. So don't stop apologizing. We are tribalist, and the Irish tribe comes first. And if an African woman that may or may not have been qualified or whatever has killed an Irish man in a bus because she couldn't do her job, that is an issue. If an Irishman did the same thing, it's still an issue. You have to question the competence of put that man or woman into that position. There is a company that is responsible for transporting hundreds of thousands of people around this country daily. Have they sacrificed health and safety and the safety of their passengers for diversity, equity, and inclusion targets? This is the question that's been put forward. If you think that is racist, you're a fucking moron. That's my second curse tonight. I won't do another one.
Yeah. Just Daniel Farrell. The state of driving on the roads is unbelievable, and it's very visible who a lot of the offenders are. And I'm going to put it to you now. The amount of Indian women I've seen driving 06, 07, 08 starlets, courses, whatever they are, they can't even drive. They're going around roundabouts the wrong way. They're going down. They're coming up slip roads. I'm not joking. I've seen this with my own eyes. Like, you know what I mean? This is.
I've seen the roundabout thing. Yeah.
But you'll drive by and you'll beep at them. You know what I mean? And you go, I'm sorry. It's no good being sorry, mate. If you hit someone head on coming down that hill, end the story. They're brown bread. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? I'm true. Okay, Del, you're not in here. Martin, can you see anything? I can't see anything down there.
So, can you forward me on my WhatsApp his number? I'm going to send him the link from my phone, and the WhatsApp I have on my laptop. And
is he on WhatsApp? Is he on WhatsApp, Orla?
No, he was messaging me on Messenger.
Yeah. I see. I got the message. I sent it to his phone.
I sent him the phone number through Messenger.
What's the account?
Yeah, no, he contacted me. This account, Paul Simons.
No, I'm saying what's his account on Facebook?
I don't know.
Orla, will you forward that through to me on WhatsApp?
Yeah.
And I'll message him the link to the show, and we'll see where we go from there.
Even Ned Kelly said the same about the truck.
Yeah, Ned's on about all the time. Yeah. Carla, Truckers Carla is the same.
Talking.
Yeah, she said there's fucking 8 Africans driving up where she's driving, and they can barely drive a car, let alone a fucking Arctic.
Okay, that's another 2 courses now.
Lesson says no there. I don't care where the driver was from. There was signs showing no entry pedestrian area. The road also ends in Cobbelock with a low curb into pedestrian area. Also, people walking in the middle of the street. Even if you never drove there before, you'd have to have your eyes closed to go straight through. Bus Éireann said the bus was out of service at the time. Yes, was out of service.
Well, if the bus was out of service, why would you drive it?
She was bringing it back to the depot. That's what out of service means. That they're not in service. They're not picking up passengers. That's all that means. You know? You live and learn. Thanks. There's no shortage of bus drivers. There are more Irish bus drivers in the UK than in Ireland, New Zealand, Australia, and America. Bring them home to drive here. Yes. I know, Eddie. Yeah. A new law in Florida just came in. Everyone has to do their driver's test in English. No more translators. Yeah.
Excellent.
But we've all seen what happened there. There's lorries, there's trucks killing people, driving through red lights, driving into other lorries. These guys are wearing flip-flops while they're driving. Come on, lads. You're driving a big, heavy machine here, you know?
Just to go back on the cursing, Orla. Did you know there's a scientific study done that people who curse a lot are actually more intelligent than people who don't?
Oh, here
and
we
are. They also live longer. Fact.
Yeah.
I curse a lot as well. I just don't do it on air.
That's why I'm going to
Yeah.
live 10 minutes
About
longer than you.
replacement.
Mm.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah. The 139 bus route. All African drivers. I've caught them several times on the phone, and they drive like lunatics. We've all seen the videos. We've seen the video of the chap driving down to Cork, didn't we, on his phone with his little gloves on and the whole lot, and he's on the expressway blading bus driving down. Come on.
Paul, did I tell you the story about my taxi drive in Portlaoise or the end of January?
No.
Did I tell that story? Yeah, I was at an event on a Wednesday night. It was one of the IRB events, and I rang a taxi. The hotel was booked out, so I stayed in a different hotel, about a 45-minute walk away. So I got a taxi, and a free now taxi arrived with a young Pakistani man, mid to late 20s, and we had a fantastic conversation in relation to Pakistan, nuclear power, blah, blah, blah. It was grand, it was fine. But then I looked at his ID, and I looked at him, and he could see me looking at his ID and looking at him and looking at his ID and looking at him, and he just kind of started smiling and laughing. So the ID was of a balding, maybe 50-year-old man with a moustache. And this was this guy. And I was there, that's not you. And he went, meh, meh. Just kind of, meh. So 3 taxi drivers. The story, this is how the free now cabs work. 1 license, 3 drivers, taxi goes 24/7. That's the reality. If you were
I told you this. I told you this. I think I told the story a couple of months ago. That a friend of me dad's had a brand new car. It was a 24. It was a 24.
Yeah.
It was a year and a half ago. And he bought a 24 car. He had it sitting there. He was a mechanic. He has it as a taxi, and he rented it out. 3.5 weeks later, he was in the garage getting parts for the, what you call it, and he seen his car in, and he says, man, what the fuck is wrong with the car? It's a headlight. You said we need to put a new headlight in. The man says, right, fair enough. So he went over. It's 28,000 or 26,000 miles on the clock after 3.5 bleeding weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They run these cars 24/7. If you are in this taxi and it has an accident and you get hurt, you are getting nothing. Simple as that. As a passenger, you need to be aware. If that foreign taxi driver driving under somebody else's license has an accident, he'll be done criminally. That's fine. You will get nothing. You aren't insured. You get nothing.
Yeah.
So don't risk your life. Don't get into them. If it ain't white, it ain't right. Simple as that.
Exactly. Let me just have a look there. Trying to pull that down.
I feel like you're texting me Orla to give out to me.
No, she's not. She's not.
How do you ask?
Or are you, Orla? I had it turned off. Go on.
No, nothing. I'm sorry. I was just saying, no, one of the business owners just messaged me just to see could I send on one of the videos I've done. So anyway, we're moving on to the next thing.
Yeah. I just want to put up this here. I just want to share this here. The Taoiseach is to officially open. You seen this? The Dublin Simon community. The Taoiseach has to officially open Game Changer facility for homeless people. Dublin Simon's community centre at Usher's Island has a capacity of 100 beds, but currently has funding to operate 75. A new facility for homeless-specific healthcare and addiction treatment will officially open in Dublin City this week, but is yet to receive funding to operate at full capacity. Dublin Simon Community Centre at Usher's Island. It's like, lads, this is a centre for drug rehabilitation, for getting people off the street. They've spent €1 billion up until October 2025 last year on housing illegal migrants in this country, and they can't even fund this to its full capacity. Like, this is a disgrace. A disgrace. Something happened there. I want to let you hear something. Did you hear there? Did you? Hold on, let me see. Is that it? No, just give us a second.
You're muted, Paul.
We've heard the new song, haven't we? Have you heard the new song? It's only a couple of minutes long. I'm going to play this. This is deadly. This is a banger, people. This is a banger. Let me just share this.
I just messaged Derek that as well through Messenger, so the link is there. So it's just a case of don't click the StreamYard link. Click the actual address link with all the weird letters at the end of it.
Right, lads, when you hear this, this is a banger. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear the sound.
Around you thinkers and dreamers so bold. If you spot a fact in the wild, don't be so cold. Say water is wet or fire burns hot. They'll shout from the rooftops, that's far right. You're cancelled, you're made.
Is it not working now?
Yeah, it's coming in and out. Yeah, it's like
okay.
Listening to it in a toilet bowl. Yeah.
No, fuck that. No, I'll play. I'm starting to freeze here now at the minute, lads. So that's what's wrong. I can see myself freezing. It doesn't matter. We'll play it again. I'll pull it down again now in a while and we'll play it again.
How okay, if I was to say to you, since we publicly launched Gale Force Media, that the Irish column has had technical difficulties for some strange reason.
Yeah.
It's very strange, isn't it? Since we launched Gale Force Media, that
Yes.
show is
yes
struggling with IT and struggling with reach and struggling with even getting it on the. We reached out to another couple of platforms and stuff like that, and yeah, it's all very, very strange. I don't know what could possibly be happening. Commissioner Man, 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 Commissioner Man. There's a British man who's a communist who worked for the Chinese, censoring your free speech. Like, why aren't people more angry and aware of this? That basically your free speech in this country is given to a British man who worked for the Chinese Communist Party to censor your right to free speech, your constitutionally protected right to free speech. You know, Commissioner Mann talked about us. They mentioned you personally, Paul.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, like, you know, we launch a media network, and Orla's working her ass off, Paul's working his ass off, I'm working my ass off, Anthony's working his ass off, and our reward is censorship. So, you know, anyway.
Yeah. Mary Monks, they do not know the geographics. I experienced reckless driving from these latest recruits on several journeys. On the 29th of January 2026, I had a serious concern with regard to a behaviour of a bus I was travelling on. I have contacted the bus company and I am awaiting a reply to the safety issue I reported. Okay, safety issues aside, what happened to the African man or the Muslim man who slapped the child in Ballymun or Finglas last year? Nothing. We've heard nothing about this at all. Have you heard anything more, anybody?
Sure, people have goldfish memories. Like, you know, nobody even cares anymore. Like, so, like,
Grace is just saying there, can you please get this guy on? He has rang you 3 times. I don't know why he's not. If you could see what I can see here in front of you, Grace,
I sent the link there, and on my Facebook, he's just acknowledged that he has received the link through Messenger. So when you get a StreamYard link, there is two. You actually get the link to the StreamYard website and then the link to the show. They're actually two separate links. So just click the link with all the numbers and alphabet at the end of it. Don't click the actual StreamYard. If you're seeing a picture of StreamYard, don't click that. Click the link that says StreamYard / and then you get a load of numbers and letters, because that's the actual address to the show. So that does happen to people sometimes. It brings them to the sign up to StreamYard website, and they go in there and things like that. So there's you see that, especially on Messenger, you get 2 separate links. But just click the link that says StreamYard / and then a load of it should actually say something like FU9KVS. I won't give the rest of it, but there's StreamYard.com followed by / and then you'll see a load of numbers and letters.
Yeah. Hold on, where's that gone to? Where is that there? Safety is overlooked, yeah.
This happened in the States. This happened in the States with the DEI hires. Plane accidents went through the roof. They started hiring black foreigners, females, who were unable to fly planes, and they let them fly internal flights. Like
that's weird.
What is it?
This is weird. There was a message there put up about the National Party having
outside City West.
There it is there. Yeah, the National Party had a small protest yesterday outside City West. I saw it, and I'm going to play it.
Yeah,
I'm going to play it because Finglas Says No was there, the whole lot. So
yeah, well done to them.
I'm going to play it. Well done to them for doing it. So I'm going to play this, and we'll come back.
How's it going, folks? I'm here with Patrick Quinlan and Stephen Remmen of the National Party and myself, Finglas Says No groups. We've met here today to City West to just highlight that, again, it's all forgotten about the 10-year-old that was raped here in these premises by a security guard, and it's all gone hush-hush. These plantation centres, it says everyone should peacefully assembly outside them and get them closed down and turn them into re-migration centres and mass deport these people. They've not coming here with no passports, no documents. They have to get here in the plane, rip everything up, toss it away, and then they're Joe 90 when they arrive in Ireland. It's getting everything from accommodation here. And as you're saying, in the past 3 years, over 10,000 IPAS people have got housings off the Irish government. Now, why couldn't they home the 16,000 Irish that are homeless over the past, 10, 20, 30 years? I know people on the homeless waiting list for 25 years with 2 children living in a mother's box bedroom. Well, all these boyos can just come in, laugh, lie about who they are, and get everything thrown at them. The bouquets get thrown at them. As it says, I'm here with Stephen, and Stephen want to have a few words about this place as well.
Just to touch on what Leon said there, an alleged Arab man that was staying in this facility behind me, luring a 10-year-old child to go in there and do the unspeakable, the unimaginable. We've heard reports from people in and around the area that have highlighted to us the fact that there is migrant blokes in here getting launched, getting evicted, and then going up, setting up tents, and in some cases allegedly sleeping in corridors of apartment blocks in and around the whole City West, Saggart Village areas. Apart from that, you take a look at the bushes in and around the outside of this facility, and you're going to find drug needles, you're going to find crack pipes, and all other sorts of stuff. What's happening is these third world countries are emptying their prisons. They're emptying their societies of the most useless people imaginable, and our idiots in this regime in Ireland is welcoming them in here with open arms. We're not saying that every person coming here is a bad dude, but at the end of the day, our government's priority, its only goal should be to secure the future for Irish children and our grandchildren that are coming down the line. We have no obligation to house the world at the behest of our own people. And that's all we have to say. Are this all right?
God bless.
Okay. Is that okay? But you're on the middle of the road.
I'm not finished now. You just left it 1 or 2 parts. Where am I going?
But you've already told us that happens.
You just left it 1 or 2 parts.
Fair play to them.
Why were the cops there?
The cops just appeared, I think. They appeared out of nowhere. Well, they weren't expecting them to be there, were they? Of course the cops were there. But you can have 5,000 Muslims walking around the streets with not a copper in sight. You know?
But they didn't. They weren't on the grounds. They were just standing there making a video, which is perfectly legal to do. Why were cops there? There's no reason for.
Because we're the far right.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, optics-wise, National Party, yeah, good video, good idea. They're doing good work in their area. Yeah, they have their dissenters and they have some lunatics in the ranks they need to deal with, but as a whole, they're doing good work. Same as every organization, but a couple of bad eggs in there you need to deal with. Ooh, I like that. Just play that.
No, that was just that's just the background music.
Yeah, just play it. Let it go. Let it go. Get my groove on.
No. Right. Orla. Let's move on. Anthony Casey, Gale Force Media.
Who's that guy?
Yes, we have. Yes, Gale Force Media has a new merchandise shop as well. And we also have a Patreon page. I'll put that up there now in the next few minutes. And we have Martin's podcast coming up tomorrow. Is it, Martin? Tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock. Yeah, it'll be available all day and forever. Great I have to say, I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah.
A good brain rattler in relation to communism and Marxism and cultural Marxism. And I mean, yeah, it's I have to say, I an hour and a half of time I thoroughly enjoyed. It's good to converse with people who can challenge you, so you know what I mean? That basically, well, I don't agree with that. And then they go with facts, figures, bam, boom, 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 boom. Brilliant. Just great conversation. He's a good show. He's been doing his podcast for years. So he's well schooled in professionalism, and possibly a guy we should talk to a bit more, and do a couple of cross promotion things.
Just Anthony, if you're watching there, send me on the Patreon link there, will you, and what have you, because you didn't send it on to me. Let me have a look there. Gale Force Media. No. Right, Orla, do you know what I'm going to do? I want to talk. I want to let this man talk. This is the fisherman that you interviewed.
Oh, this is brilliant. Yeah.
Jason.
Okay, I'm going to play Jason. Now, Jason's 7.5, whatever, 8 minutes long. So it's well worth a listen. Okay.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm good now, good self.
Not too bad, thanks. So we're here at Carlow Farmers Market, and you are with Kilmore Quay in Wexford. So how long are you guys running?
Well, the mother and her partner Jackie Bates, third generation fisherman, started the business back in 1990. I'm with them 22 years. We were the first to start the farmers market here. I think it was June 2004. Yeah.
Very good. So you're at it a good few years.
A good few years now, alright. Yeah.
And I suppose, look, that's your love of fishing, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Would your family have had the trawlers?
No, they had a half a share one time in a scholar right? Yeah. But I had Jackie's a Bates, we were like a dynasty in Kilmore Quay, like, yeah, famous family. Yeah.
Very good. So you're here on a Saturday at the Carlow Farmers Market, and where else do you be?
We had Tullamore and Portlaoise.
Very good.
Yeah.
And do you have your own shop?
No.
So you're just pretty much at the farmers market?
Farmers markets, yeah. We do a few hotels and restaurants. Yeah.
And can people order from you online?
Well, they do. And like during COVID, like I got an awful lot of house deliveries, and the sister and myself set up a WhatsApp group, and it was very successful, to be honest. I was very worried at the time. Yeah.
Brilliant, but it worked out well.
It worked out well, yeah, it did.
Great. Listen, so I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions. So, how have the recent EU quota cuts for stocks like mackerel and blue whiting impacted your daily operations and income?
Well, we don't get any more mackerel anyway, because the big super trawlers, like 8 or 10 of them off the Irish waters currently as we speak, and they are like pulling in hundreds of tons of mackerel. Like you don't even get, one time you go to export in September, August, you get a spram, you could spram the mackerel in. That day is gone. They don't even come around anymore because of overfishing by countries that are not even part of the EU. Like, well, Norway is not part of the EU, part of my book anyway.
And In what ways has Brexit changed access to fishing grounds and markets for you compared to before?
Brexit hasn't been too bad, to be honest. It's more the EU quota system is the big problem. Like an example of Wicklow has a longer coastline than Belgium. While Belgium is allowed to catch 480 tonne of black sole in Irish waters, we're allowed to catch 25 tonne. I can't see the common sense of that at all. And not only that, them boats are not even being inspected, so they're going to have a lot more. No Irish officers are allowed to touch their boat when they come in.
So you have no idea what's going on?
No idea what's going on. The Spanish and the French, they back up to the end of the pier, the fish are put on their boat, they're padlocked, and the SPFA, no one can touch them.
And another fisherman was saying to me about, is it the Spanish trawlers can park their trawlers, that a couple of million by our government, by our taxpayer, was paid for that, but you guys can't do it.
Castleton Bearhaven, they built a massive port there, and put in absolutely millions, hundreds of millions to it, and all for the Spanish.
All for the Spanish and not for the Irish?
No.
Unbelievable. And what is your opinion right now of being in the EU as a fisherman?
Well, if it was me, I'd be voting out the water. Like, it's can't see the richest waters in the world, and we give them away. Like, and everyone's giving everyone the farmers what take that thing at the moment with
the Mercosur deal, yes.
Right? That's only the minor match what's going on with the fishermen. Scandalous what's going on with the fishermen.
Well, this is why I'm doing that interview with you today, because you guys are not being given a voice to speak out.
No.
So, what effects have you seen from overfishing by non-EU countries such as Norway or Iceland?
Well, the fish is not there like what it was. And because of that, then the fish has gone up in price. And like the sad thing about it is, you go to Barcelona, Madrid, Paris, all the big markets, it's all Irish fish on the counters. And there's all the supermarkets here in Ireland are importing fish from the Faroe Islands and Iceland. Like the supermarkets in Ireland they're selling fish, but it's 80% of it is Icelandic. They're getting away with it because it says Northeast Atlantic on their catchment area, which Iceland is in the Northeast Atlantic.
So we're back to labelling again and not being honest with the consumer.
Yes.
And what's your opinion with the likes of wild salmon? Like, how much wild salmon are you getting in the supermarket that's technically wild salmon?
There's no wild salmon, but wild salmon now is like hen's teeth. They're very rare. They're not there anymore. They're very highly legal anyway, but they're not there anymore.
So anywhere that's advertising, like, unless we'll say, what about yourselves? Would you have any wild salmon?
No.
And so let me ask you, with rising fuel costs, inflation and job losses in the sector, what is the biggest financial challenges you're facing right now?
Well, to be honest, I'd say the hardest thing is getting the fish. The demand is there for Irish wild caught fish, even though it has gone up in price, but it's still there. But I just don't get enough fish to keep everyone happy to go. But then, there's weather. The weather, like the global warming has happened, the weather and the quotas, and then the cost of fuel as well.
How do you balance sustainability practices in your work with the need to make it just living, really?
Well, every year I find it more and more challenging, and I have to cut your cloth to measure. Like it is getting harder.
And what would you like to see from our government?
I'd love to see our government grow a pair of.
Yes, I agree.
And challenge the EU and say, why ain't the Spanish and the French and the Belgian? Why are they allowed to catch so much?
Where you're not.
Another thing, the Spanish and French, all their mesh, the meshes that hold the net, theirs is twice as small as our one to let the small fish through. Like I was in a fish battle in Spearmont here recently, and the amount of small fish on it that are Irish that are not getting through the nets. That's what's the problem. They're overfishing. It's not. There's only 100 Irish trawlers registered at the moment. We're not overfishing our waters. Scandalous what's going on.
But there just seems to be, it's like the farmers as well, there seems to be no proper support for the Irish.
No.
Like, you all have families, you have bills to pay, you know? Like, you're out there doing your best to make a living, trying to provide good quality food for people.
What the EU tell them to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Like they're opposed that recent fish quotas. And like Poland were the ones that are objecting. Why would Poland object to Ireland? They're literally 1,500, 2,000 miles away.
Yeah.
They were the ones objecting. And they have big super trawlers. See, if we fish our quota, they want their super trawlers to catch our fish.
So let's just take a walk down here.
John Dory, sea bream, sea bass, shrimp, some lovely Dublin Bay prawns, cut off Wexford by the way, fresh cran meat, cran claws, prawns, monkfish, hake, cod, fresh haddock, scallops, and mussels. But I usually have a lot more stock, but with the weather at the moment, and then it place is spawning season, so you don't have places this time of year.
Well, you have a great selection of what's here, and again, as you said yourself, it's all fresh.
Bad, I suppose. Yeah, it's all fresh. But for the time of the year, it's not too bad.
But again, it's like what I always say with the other businesses. People could come in here and ask you what everything is.
And you have to get a personal touch.
Exactly.
And you can skin it and bone it and do all the little things that supermarket won't do.
Exactly, and you can recommend, you know, if they're making dinner or something like that, what would you recommend maybe to go with the salmon or go with the smoked collie or whatever, you know?
Exactly. There's kids that make sure there's no bone.
Oh, exactly. I love fish myself. And then I was talking to you last week about our good friends over in Aldi, telling people not to be shopping at your fake farmers market.
The plastic farmers market, something was said.
Yeah.
Look at, if anyone's buying fish at Aldi, they're not having good fish.
Yeah.
I would like vacuum pack stuff. Like, why would you be buying something that's vacuum packed?
When you have the fresh stuff here.
That's coming from Iceland and then vacuum packed here and they're selling it as Irish. You know. So who are the kids?
I know. And then you mentioned something about the crab as well, about the 10% crab.
I remember one time, yeah, they had this deluxe crab on time, something like that. When we looked at it, they did say crab. What's their 10%?
Yeah, what's the other 10%? A crab is a crab. Exactly.
100% or not, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Jason, thank you so much for the interview today. I really appreciate it. And listen, you guys, if this shows anything, it shows we really need to be supporting our fishermen, 100%. You know, so as I always say, look, I wish you the best for 2026, and thank you so much again.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Link to the interview. Sounds nice and relaxing. Yeah. Proof about me. Look it up. Delk, honestly, mate. Honestly, the link has been sent. I can't do any more, mate, to be honest with you.
I sent
really
it as well,
can't.
and he's acknowledged receipt of it. So look, if you can't get in, it's not on our end. Just go back to that. So first of all, funny enough, Kyle Morkey, a company I worked for when I was back in catering, what seems like a lifetime ago, we used to actually buy all our fish products from them. I've used their products on numerous occasions, and I've cooked their products, and it is absolutely top notch. And I used to be a chef in a former life, and it was absolutely top-notch product. I love fish. I just like, if I go to a pub that does food and there's chowder on the menu, I'm just having it. That's it, because I just love that. The other thing I have to ask you is tell me about Aldi, because I may have an axe to grind with them. Sorry for smoking, but
First of all, Paddy was asking, so he's based down in Wexford. Did you unmute me? Right, so first of all, Jason is Kilmore Key. Yeah. So he just be at the farmers market in Carlow, Portlaoise and Tullamore, okay? And he's such a lovely man. I spoke to him last weekend and I asked him, would he do an interview with me? And he did. And he was so straight about everything, you know, everything I asked him, he answered, like, fair play to him. Sometimes, you see, because you're at a farmer's market, there's interference with noise and things like that. So look, you can only do your best with the captions and things like that. But like, he's such a decent man. And he was just livid. He was just like, to hear him turn around and say, you think things are bad with the farmers and the markets ordeal, it's nothing compared to what's going on with the fishermen. But like, where do you see any interviews with the fishermen? You don't. Like, they're not being given a voice. Now, I was talking to another fella, he's another butcher, but he deals with fish as well. I have that, and then I hopefully should be talking to another guy as well next week, or this week now as well.
Very good. Well, I can just say that from. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, with Aldi, right? Okay. So Aldi put out an ad, right? It was actually Jason who told me about it. And in the ad, they're pretty much telling people not to go to the fake farmers markets. The fake farmers markets. I've been down to a few of the farmers markets. They're all families. Like, they're family run. Like, they're people that have been around for years. You know, they're supporting their families. Everything's like homemade and things like that. And Aldi, like, hello, where is your profits going? Sure as hell not staying here in Ireland anyway. And you're telling people to not shop at at farmers markets. Like, he's absolutely ridiculous. And as Jason said to me, they were selling this deluxe crab, saying like 90%. He says, where's the other 10%? Where did it go? He said, a crab is a crab. So what in God's creation are they selling? And then everything's a vacuum packed as well. He said it's absolutely ridiculous. But listen to what he said as well about the 80%. Like 80% in our supermarkets is not even like from our Irish seas. But you see, they're getting into that clause of the North Atlantic. Like people have no idea what's going on with the mislabelling. You know, that's why it's so important to go back into your butchers, go back into your fishmongers. And if you don't have local fishmongers, like there will be one at a local farmers market, the real farmers market, not Aldi.
I can just tell you, as somebody who worked for Aldi for nearly a decade, do not shop in that supermarket. I have loads of reasons I would love to share. I legally I can, but I just don't want to bring that heat down upon me. I need a few more years to pass. Do not shop in that supermarket. Tesco is by far the worst retailer in this country. They actually refer to Ireland as, and because I worked in the retail sector, I was at the meetings where some of this stuff happened. They refer to Ireland as Treasure Island because they make so much money here because they overcharge so much. So Tesco is the one that you should never give a penny to. The second one on the list is Aldi. Aldi was formed by the Albrecht brothers, two brothers after the Second World War. They were both Nazis. It's a family-owned business. It divided into Aldi.
But Lidl is even worse. Would say when he remember the time I did.
I would say no. I would say Aldi is far worse than Lidl. Lidl is a company that came out in the 70s. They literally just copied the Aldi model. It's owned by shareholders. I'm not saying it's good. I'm telling you, Aldi is a bad company owned by bad people. And if you look into the Albrecht family, you will not give that company money anymore. Just look into the Albrechts were and who they are now and what they're involved in. Very, very private family, very, very hard to find information on them. But you want to know about global movers and shakers, the Albrechts are people to look into. Yeah, don't give that company money. And unfortunately, there's a huge amount of actually genuinely good Irish suppliers supplying Aldi, Lidl, and Tesco. There's a huge amount of Cork suppliers whose bread and butter is to supply grade A product to the supermarkets, but they're few and far between. For every 1,000 products, there's probably 10 good Irish products on their shelves. Just you don't need supermarkets. You need your butcher, you need your fishmonger, you need a guy selling a bit of fruit and veg at the market, and you need a good baker. Outside of that, you don't need anything else. You don't need supermarkets. You really, really don't. Most of the butchers do really 30, 40 quid. You get a chicken, you get some steak, you get some mince, you get some shoe and beef, you get a big bag of meat for the week, 5-6 meals. You can buy bread in your local, there's local producers supplying local shops. Oh, am I talking too much?
That's what I was trying to say. I only did a video there when I was back out of Clonmore Meats. A lot of butchers will have local produce, like that butcher's out in Clonmore Meats. They had bread, they had jam. They actually had the Jersey milk, which was literally straight across the road. They had, like we'll say, the different sauces. They had flapjacks and all that sort of stuff. Like you can get an awful lot of stuff even just in your local shops, and then go to your farmer's market and see all the stuff they have there, But like, at least you can ask the questions of where everything's from and what's in it and the whole lot.
Okay. She's talking again. Holy Jesus. Well, hang on, go on.
Short, sweet, over and done with. Paul, will you play that guy? Because we're going to be going on to the vaccine section.
Which one do you want me to play?
At the pub.
So I'm here in Baglanstown on the Kilkenny Road outside the Pint Depot with JJ, the owner. JJ, how are you?
Oh, we're rolling along, yeah, thank God. Yeah.
So you're opened back up for food again?
Yeah, we closed a year ago exactly for food. 10th of January 25 we closed. And we're back at it now again. Yeah, we started back on the 9th of January this year, yeah.
Oh, very good. And how's things going?
It's tipping along now. We're starting to build back into it again, yeah. We run Monday to Saturday 9:30 to 2:30 currently. we will look to extend that and maybe to 3:30 eventually. Monday to Saturday.
And you were saying to me you're hoping to extend the menu in March as well.
Yeah, we will. We'll go back doing full lunches in March. So yeah.
That's good. And how are you finding things going?
Things are okay. With overheads, the rates here are a killer. They're an absolute killer here in Dry Oak. Like our rates is a mortgage basically. Our rates is 600 quid a month. It's bonkers, and there's no redress. You can't seem to get any good rates.
It is. There's an awful lot of overheads on businesses.
Yeah, between rates and electrics and things like that. But the rates is a killer. It's an absolute killer. The electric we have to have. We win a lot of solar panels, so we win £50 to try and help us. So it is a great help with the general run of the overhead thing. But something needs to be really done about rates. Go into the town itself and have a look. Every door is closed. There was 35 small shops in that town when I was a kid. I'm only 58 years of age. There's only one left. The whole thing. One left.
Yeah, there is. There's an awful lot of Irish businesses closing down.
There's no Irish business. We have a Lidl and an Aldi and a Super Value, which was originally Connolly, still Connolly family, yeah. But that's it. The rest of the town then is gone. All the other local businesses are gone, bar the little shop, which is owned by the Cushmans. They've been there all their lives.
There is very little help and support out there for Irish businesses.
No, nothing. There's no support. You fall on deaf ears. You're like a hamster on a wheel,
I know.
You get a straight answer is the biggest one.
And you're just trying to keep things going.
That's it, yeah. We're family-run business here, yeah. My son was here and he had to emigrate. He physically couldn't survive here. He had to go to Australia. Left to go to Australia at 29 years of age when he should have been coming home. He'd worked on the continent for years, came back, done 10 months here, left broke.
I know it's very difficult, especially for young people in this country.
Oh, shocking, yeah. We won't have any youth here.
I know.
We won't have any youth. Yeah.
There's no real incentive for them anyway.
No, as I said, my son that was here, he'd worked on the continent for 4 or 5 years, and he came back, took over the business here, and he said to me in the November, Daddy says, I'm sorry, I have to go, I'm broke, the business has broke me, I just physically can't keep it going. And he emigrated to Australia at 29 years of age, when he should have been coming home.
I know. But this again is the importance of supporting small and local businesses.
Yeah, very important, very important.
Well, listen, JJ, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you so much, Ollie.
And listen, the very best of luck to you.
Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you.
So that is JJ, because you missed the just the beginning of it. So he is on the Kilkenny Road at Badlandstown, and they have it's like a lounge restaurant, and they've opened back up with food. But just things are extremely difficult. He just said it's just bills upon bills. There's no government support. There's no help. He heard about him talking about his son there, and he just said Badlandstown is just 2 minutes down the road, and he just said it has changed so much that all the local stores are all gone. It's either your big stores or, there's none of the proper local stores that were there when he was growing up, so it's very sad to see.
It is sad to see. It really is. I'm just looking there. I go to Killeen Hill, Kilkenny City Wholesale Butchers, Prime Cut Meats, or Roscrea Wholesale Butchers, Derry Kane. I just seen a girl putting up there, Teresa putting up, she gets hers in Kerrigan's. We get ours in Kerrigan's too. My man and dad buy in Kerrigan's all the time. Up in the estate, they have a factory shop, and it's great. You just go up, you get whatever you want, and it's really brilliant, I'll be honest with you. But do you want to say something, Martin?
Yeah, just so people are aware, you can go on to your local council's website and find all of the spending of the local council. It's a bit hard to navigate, but you can find all of the spending. You can also put in a request to see how much rates were paid under a Freedom of Information Act. So you can find out how much money was taken in by the council and what they spent it on, and you can highlight that. I've done this in Tipperary County Council a couple of years back. You can highlight what the money was spent on, because they have to publish these figures, and the local council websites are much easier to navigate than the actual official government ones. So it's whatever county you live in or whatever council you're under, start doing that information. If you have a spare hour during the week, start digging into the numbers. You'll find that a lot of the money that was taken off Irish people on rates is spent on nonsense. And diversity, equity, and inclusion, and fucking just nonsense. Okay, just go and have a look yourself, and you'll be able to find it out. And like I said, it'll enrage you enough to go and talk to other people and share those figures with the people in your local community, and start putting pressure on the councils. Also, I'm not sure how to go about this. I'm working on it. We need to query how the barber shops, the vape shops, and the what's the other one, the mobile phone shops, what rates they're paying, if foreign nationals are exempt from rates, what local grants they got to open their business. Just send an email to your council office, and the worst that they can say to you is no. And even at that, you can post that publicly and say that the council is refusing to say how these potentially illegal businesses are operating in the country. Locally and individually, you have responsibility. There's 1,000 people watching here. That's 1,000 emails that could be sent to your local council to query. Pick a business, send the email in. What rates are they paying? Are they paying the same rates as the butchers, the Irish butchers next door that's there 40 years, etc., etc., etc.? Start putting pressure on your local council. Forget the councillor. Fire it into the office. Send the email in. If you don't get a response, send another one. If you don't get a response, send another one. After you've sent 3 emails and you've got no response, put that out on social media that your local council is refusing to communicate with an Irish constituent. We can, as a collective, we can pressurize the councils into divulging information, or their silence proves our point. It's a win-win. But it's going to take some of your time. You must give up your time. You're muted, Paul.
They're like, depending on the business, each business pays different rates, because it depends on where they are in the town. If they're outside the town, the size of the premises they're in. So like, they're paying, as I said, it's different rates. But there is no help or no support. And I can tell you now, the amount of businesses that I've done, and I a lot of times I'll ask the same questions. Has anyone been into you from the council? Like any councillor, TD? No, they don't appear in. Unless it's election time, they might appear in then. And that's it. Like, it's an absolute disgrace what is going on. And I can tell you now, the majority of those businesses I've still kept in contact with, and I still go in and I still try and buy something, if it's a restaurant or if it's whatever. Like, I went to one hairdresser's last week because I needed to get my hair done. And then my daughter wanted to get her hair done. I went to another hairdresser's just to try and share the money out of it. And somebody mentioned there about RTE. I would throw myself off a cliff before I would work for RTE, because they're absolute liars. And the difference with me is I have not taken so much as 1 single cent from any business that I've done. And I'm probably up over 130 now. And I will not take any money from an Irish business. And if it comes to a stage I can't do any more, then I can't do any more. I'll have done my bit. I'll go as far as I can go, that's it. But I will not take 1 single cent from a small Irish business.
Except a Muslim vape phone shop just to get a free pair of headphones.
It's another disgrace. Yeah, you're right, Potter. It is another disgrace. I just want to play this one here. This is a woman. It was actually from one of the lads, Tinker. I had a video going yesterday. And this is about a woman talking about a taxi driver, new to the parish taxi driver. So let's play this and we'll come back.
So we have our own food here.
100%. I go into Lidl and I won't buy carrots if they're not Irish. Or potatoes if they're not Irish.
She supports now. She's very good. The lady's coming. Lady, you have to dress her as a lady.
I knew you'd make
young lady at that.
I knew you'd change.
But seriously, I am completely Irish, organised, focused, but I don't understand what this all is about. And you're not explaining it to me.
Yeah, I just explained to you the situation, what I do. My field is not this subject. My field is going around the illegal immigration into our town centres. The mass illegal immigration. Now, not legal now. Legal is okay with the migrants coming in and doing the hospital jobs and this job. They're brilliant. They're amazing people. We're talking about that. Like, I mean, you get down to your canals. You see what's on the canals, haven't you? And I don't think people around here are happy. I know there's a woman down there that has £1 million house, and she said...
It'll be quite extraordinarily impressed with me, because I've just got out of a taxi there where the guy was from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And I said to him, what are you doing here? And, blah, blah, blah. And he was quite obnoxious.
Absolutely.
He said, I've 6 kids. So I said to him, why are you here? And he said, why are you here in your Irish presence are all around the world or whatever? And I'm going...
It's sad, isn't it now? It's
and
sad.
I said, let me out of your taxi. And then he said, pay me. And I said, I will not, because you've just abused me. So...
What a lady. What's your first name?
Jacinta.
Oh,
and
my Lord.
Jacinta. No, stop it.
No.
But seriously, I was
yourself.
kind of annoyed with him. And he said to me, pay me? And I said, you've got to be joking. And he said, I'll call the cops. And I said, yeah, do that.
Did he use the all
He
wood
was
ran?
obnoxious. What was that?
The all wood, the race wood ran, did he?
Oh, yeah, he said to me, you are just a racist person. I said, let me out of this taxi now, or I said, I should call 911. And he said, get out.
Fair play. Yeah, we need them all.
So
Did you hear the story, Paul?
Yeah, I heard it.
You heard just what happened to
Anyway.
him?
Fuckers, yeah.
In the taxi, what happened to Paul? It's wrong, isn't it now?
There you go. So, anyway, guys, so I was just kind of...
Well, as I
walking
said,
up to the-
if you want to know the ins and outs of it, you best just go and just here. The farmers, all the real farmers are here.
Anyway,
They're hard
guys,
in the morning.
well done. Appreciate
Absolutely.
what you're doing.
No, thank
You're
you.
great.
Thank you very much, Jacintia. If that's your real name, however you have a Jacintia now.
What do you like?
There you go.
Right, guys, thanks a million.
Oh, look here it is. It's the one with the red shoes on.
Fair play to Tinker, yeah. Fair play to him.
Why is Tinker putting up his chat-up videos?
He's mad. No, he's just. They were obviously doing something there, and that woman came along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
No, of course. I'm only messing. No, it's a great video, but he's brilliant. Listen, the lads are fucking great. The work they do. Do you know? Do they spend literally every minute of every day, literally just fucking cycling around the city?
Not every minute of every day, but they spend
No,
an awful lot of
but you know
time,
what I'm saying? They're on the scene like so much, like, you know what I mean? It's
Oh,
fucking,
yeah.
like Dublin is huge, and those lads get around like fuck me. I
just want to.
seen them in
Well,
action.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, they're everywhere. Sure, Paul is up and down the canals, and they're everywhere. Fair play to them, and kudos to them.
Yeah.
I like them. They're two
brilliant.
good lads, and I always talk to them, and I'll always promote them. And fair play to them. I got a message in here. Fraud vitiates everything. With election interference being exposed via the Epstein files and all the recent revelations as regards our local and general elections in 2024, I said I would reshare this video. I remember this, and I'd be grateful for any help getting it out there. This was from Ferg. He put this out the other day. He done an interview on Friday, I think it was, and I pulled it down and I started to try and do stuff with it, but the show just creeped in too quick. I didn't get back till late with the kids. So Ferg, I'm going to cut a few bits off that and I'll play it on Wednesday night. I'll do a 5-minute segment on it. But I want to play this one. This is an old one. Okay, just tell me if you can hear it. Okay. It's 5 minutes, so give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. Everything is running so slow tonight. I'm being honest with you. It's gone mental. Yeah. Just give me that thumbs up if you can hear that.
Local authorities across the country have more people on their election register than there are people eligible to vote. The Electoral Commission says it's deeply concerned about legacy accuracy surrounding the multiple electoral databases, meaning there are potentially hundreds of thousands of duplicate names.
Rather than having a single centralised register, there are currently 31 separate registers across the local authorities. And apart from the 4 Dublin local authorities, the registers aren't linked, meaning lots of duplication and a system riddled with inaccuracies.
Everybody who is eligible to vote should be on the electoral register, and the details should be accurate, and they should only be on the register once. We are deeply concerned at the state of the registers right now, but we are satisfied that there is a plan in place to really enhance the integrity of the registers in advance of the next electoral cycle in 2029.
11 local authorities have more people registered than there are eligible to vote, with significant numbers of people who have died, emigrated, or simply moved to a different local authority on the register. But the Commission says it's very difficult to tell just how many duplicates there are.
We're not able to put a figure on it because we don't know the registration rates, because we don't know the level of accuracy.
Worried about it. And what he said was this. He said, you know, we had an election last year, which was November of 2024 in Ireland. We had an election last year and people went to the ballot box and people voted. And whether you like it or not, we're what the people wanted. That's what the ballot box said, right? But again, you know, people have called that into question. Okay, some people have said, okay, just people didn't turn out, like it or not. People voted along traditional lines. The government got back in. There's no real nationalist anti-government presence in the dollar anywhere else. So just suck it up and accept that. It's becoming increasingly difficult to marry that up with, for example, what you saw. Again, I'm referring to Saturday because it was such a huge event. And you had 50, in my opinion, 50 to 100,000 people on one side of the street. And you had, you know, from what I could see, 200 to 300 on the other side, government-funded, NGO-funded lefty loonies, okay? And when you look at it from above, you know, they had drone footage up. You look at it from above, you think to yourself, that little group in the sheep pen, you know, penned in outside the GPO, that little group represents the majority. And that huge group represents the minority. Something just doesn't quite add up with that.
It's not adding up. Come here, even I ran for the local elections here last June, as did a few others, like, but nothing added. I'm not joking. Like, there was a person I know from school, a chap that I used to go to school with, and he actually works at the lady that down, right, for the county council. And he's covered elections, doing the counting and all at the centres, the whole lot. He turned around to me privately, and he told me, Ferg, I'm telling you here now, everyone's saying it. Never seen the carry on like it. In all the years doing this, what they done last year, moving ballots out to Western Airport, there was bags of ballots left unattended by security. It didn't add up at all. And as I always say, Rick, fraud vitiates everything. And this is all going to come back on them. And nowadays, like Simon Harris, he got in something like that the last time. But then he sails through, like, and he wins the whole thing outright last year. It's just not adding up. You had the worst campaign, absolutely worst run up of a campaign ever. And they're trying to say he ran away with the votes. It's not adding up, mate. It's not adding up at all.
It's not.
There's no one voted for this nightmare. These clowns. I'm not joking. They were absolutely selected, not elected.
But I'm sure you can look at yourself in the eye in the mirror and say, you know what? I've got my flaws. I'm not perfect either, but at least I'm trying to do what's right for this generation. And more importantly, I would say, for my kids.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. The future generations, the children now and the future generations to come. These absolute monsters, that they were selected, not elected.
Yeah.
No one voted for this absolute nightmare. Simple as that. They're all controlled, they're corrupt, they're compromised, in my eyes, every one of them. Because there's no way that you go and do this to your own country and your own people unless someone has you over the barrel to do it. Or you're getting what you've been. I'd love to know what they've been promised to actually do this. And it's including the Gardaí, the whole lot involved in this, right? To leave your family name as a name of being a traitor to this country. I tell you, there's not enough money in the world that I could be paid to do that. I'd rather starve than turn on my own people and sell out my own country. That's being honest. So all these greedy, absolute pigs, they'll all be brought to task. I'm telling you here now, there's no way. They'll be stripped of all their assets, all their ill-gotten gains, and they'll pay for what they've done to this country and their people.
Fair play to Ferg there, yeah. I have to say, nice one, Ferg. I seen that video before, but as I said, your other video, I will cut that out, and we will speak about that on Wednesday. No, Ferg is dead right. You know what I mean? He really is. And when you look at what's that coming up on the, where are we here? Yeah. I'm going to share this as well. This is just, yeah. You can see it there. I'll move us to one side there. More than 1,600 references to Ireland in latest Epstein files. References from potential 10 billion deal for AIB assets in US to someone talking about Kerrygold Irish butter being spread on muffins. But there's more than 1,600 documents with references to Ireland and Jeffrey Epstein files.
I'll tell you a funny one. The only reference to the Epstein files on RT I've seen, and I never watch RT, it just happened to be on in a place I may or may not have been having a pint after work, but the 6-1 News or whatever 7 o'clock news was on. And there was a reference to the Epstein files, and the video clip was Elon
Trump was
Musk
in
and
it.
Donald Trump. Yeah,
And
Donald
Trump in
Trump
it.
and
Yeah,
Elon Musk.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was it. That was the video. Now there was no mention of Elon Musk or Donald Trump. They just had them in the videos while they were talking about the Epstein files. Your national broadcaster, every state piece of meat, just turn off your televisions. You don't need them. Throw them in the bin. Put them outside your front door. You don't need them. You have a phone and you probably have a laptop or a computer. Get your television, stick it outside your front door. You don't need it. Tell the fucking TV license inspector to come and take it away. Just exit. Stop looking at it. Don't even have them in your house. Do not have a television set that can receive a domestic signal, RT or anything to do with RT Virgin Media. Just put them outside. You don't need them. Honestly, you don't need them.
But you have to look at this. Look, there's a lot of people involved in this here. Who came in on the plane? Who was this girl trafficked into? There was a girl trafficked in to meet politicians.
Listen, Paul, Mountbatten was riding fucking boys in Ireland.
I know.
For fucking 2 decades before the RA actually fucking
said.
Sorry, apologies. Lord Henry Mountbatten was having sexual intercourse, raping young boys for 2 decades in this country before the IRA finally managed to take him out. Look at his circle. Royal family, Jimmy Savile, etc., etc., etc. If you don't think that this was going on in our country through the clergy for decades upon decades upon decades, if you don't think that there's a pedo ring operating, a state-sanctioned pedo ring operating in Ireland, you're in La La Land. It exists. And it's up to the individual to talk about it publicly and put it out into the public domain. The world is run by pedophiles.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And
right. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the vaccines now. Let's just... I have Orla there wants to come in, but I'm going to go with this one first. I'm just going to put up the Patreon here. Just let me put up the Patreon here. I was asked to do that. So there you go, people. Yeah, play that there now. Oh, mad. com/Gale Force Media. Yeah. What about there? I'm just gonna, yeah. There's one here that I was sent in as well. For 2 years, I've been researching the location of several places in County Dublin, Ireland, that have been engaging in sex trafficking. I have sent this information to the following places: the Gardaí, Project Blindfold, Turn Off the Red Light, publications such as the Irish Times, the Journal, the Irish Independent, News Talk, RTE, and the Irish Daily Star, the Irish Sun, and the Sunday World. None have ever investigated, and these places still continue. I'm sharing the list here in hopes that something being done. I'm not going to share the list, mate, because I'm not going to play it on here. I get shut down to say that we promoted that this was this, that, and the other. What I will ask you to do is contact me, because we have an anti-trafficking group and an anti-trafficking team in Sinadina. So if you want to contact me on 089 406 5986, we can organise a meetup and we can have a chat with the anti-trafficking team, and we'll see if we can help you out there, mate. Thanks very much. I just, as I said, I don't want to. I don't want to play the video because it's, you know yourself, we'll be whacked over for it. So I was trying to pull down that song, but I can't get it down at all. What's this one? Yeah. Sorry, vaccines. Yeah, we're going to move on to the vaccines. The Clintons have a big house in Wexford, but you never hear of it being mentioned. Is it not up in Wicklow? Is it not up in Devil's Glen? I thought it was in Devil's Glen, aptly named. Martin, you are doomed to own up to all the policies you copied and pasted. Jesus Christ. And I should have copped it. Jack me off. Fair play to you, Jack. I'm going to be honest, Jack. Come on up. Come on up, you arsehole, you. Yeah, okay. That was my bad. Wait until you start getting Muslim councils advocating for their own, funneling finance into certain charities. They're already doing it, lads. But that's another show.
Copied and pasted from who?
From who,
Do tell us more. Who did I copy and paste them from?
Yeah, who?
Yeah. I'm not allowed to curse. I'll just go, you effing loser.
Can't get it up. Can't get it down. Yup, the fits. What were you saying?
You'll know what I'm getting at.
Did you send me a message?
I'll send you a message now, Martin.
In 1992 in Malahide, a female 20-year-old arrived in a pub looking for directions. She said she was to a dance at a party for a local judge. High as a kite, she openly said she was a lap dancer. They were all at it. So they're all at it. Every one of them is at it.
Listen, the hooker game and lap dancing game has been going on for years. I remember as a child, I got a knock on the door.
I thought you were going to say you got a lap dance.
Yeah, maybe. No, and the woman was looking for a neighbor, and she was Irish, but she was fucking obviously a fucking hooker. It was the farmer next door had fucking ordered somebody off. That must have been big fucking business back then. Like, that must have been big money. But he was a big hefty old farmer, like, you know what I mean. And there was a lady coming to go see him. So that's existed for yonks, yeah. But this thing of, there's a big difference between being a bit depraved or being at a stag do or being, and I'm not the judge. It's not for me to condone other people's behavior, but prostitution exists and stuff like that. There's a huge difference between prostitution and actually flying underage girls into a country to be. This is the thing. Most of them were killed. This is what's come out of the fucking Epstein files. Most of them were killed.
Yeah.
You know? There's that famous model, 19 years old, came out at one of the parties saying they're eating people, they're eating babies, and she disappeared. She was never seen again. There's a report she went into a psychiatric ward. She disappears. She disappears from existence after that party. Yeah. These are bad people who worship bad things, and our government is complicit, involved, and most likely they're doing the things they're doing because they're compromised, because there's dirt. I don't know, did you ever hear about this, and did I talk about it before? There is apparently a Micheál Martin sex tape.
Yeah, I heard this. I've heard this, yeah. There was talk. I have been looking into different stuff. There was talk about his child being sacrificed and stuff like this. That he used to have parties with the Clintons.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I don't know, lads. I don't know. You don't get into power unless you sell your soul, mate, or sell something. So
I'd agree.
Yeah, I think so.
I would agree. And he's also not letting go of power. Now, he's lost 2 children, very, very, very tragic circumstances. Obviously, with my conspiracy hat on, I think there's something very nefarious about the man. With my conspiracy hat off, I have nothing but empathy for anybody who has to go through that. But the man has shown me that he is a demon. He's not the same type of human I am. I know this from watching him for many, many, many years. He is not the same human that I am.
No.
There's a huge difference between what makes him tick and what makes me tick. and his relationships with nefarious entities and nefarious people. They're, I don't know. Oh, God Almighty! I'm trying to be very. I'm trying to restrain myself and not say bad things, but we may need to do very bad things to very bad people to put the world right. And this is a reality everybody needs to accept, that perhaps we do need to take our gloves off, and we do need to stop tiptoeing and forget about, oh, we're going to get censored, we're going to get this, that, and the other. We may need to be a little bit harsher in our conversations in relation to what's right and what's wrong, and who is. I know our big thing is verified information, but we can have chats. We can have a show just about conspiracy theories, and we can talk about the weirdest, wildest stuff we want to. That is most likely factual. Anybody in the viewership who wants to do a conspiracy show with me, just give me a DM and we'll get it up and running through Gale Force Media.
I'd like to get involved in that as well now, to be honest with you. I like conspiracies. Yep. I love a good conspiracy, mate.
I'm telling you, just maybe 40 minutes midweek. Just basically, we'll pick a conspiracy, and we'll go through it for 40 minutes. I want to start with the fucking energy vampires.
There's a guy who does it on TikTok. He does a live on TikTok. He's deadly about conspiracies. Any conspiracy you want to talk about, and then he'll talk to you. You know, so people, if you want to, will you please buy us a coffee, please, if you can. There's the Revolut there. I'll just make it bigger for you so it's easier for you to Scooby-Doo. That's it. I'm just going to put it in the comments as well. Oh, God. If you can, buy us a coffee, please do, as this is all done voluntary. And it would be nice.
Half that sentence is right.
What?
I said half that sentence is right.
It's all done.
I'm definitely not compromised, but right in the head, nope, haven't been for years.
No, you're not right. You're like Stephen. You remind me of Stephen off what you call it, Braveheart. So I'm in the right place, am I? I'm in the right place. I came to the right place, did I?
It's my it's my island.
Yeah. Conspiracy, steady Eddie. Conspiracy today, fact tomorrow. Conspiracy today, 6 months time, fact. Yeah. Paul, have you read Seamus Kearney's reports on steak knife will bring down Sinn Féin? Listen, Sinn Féin are gone, lads. They're gone. I'm being honest with you. Sacrificed. Yeah, no, listen. Sinn Féin are gone. Sinn Féin are traitors, lads. Everyone knows it. I get into trouble for saying it. But,
Paul, hey. outside of Dublin and the border counties, rural Sinn Féin is still working away fine, tipping away fine. They're not touched by it because their constituents don't see it. It's only the border counties and Dublin that actually do the Sinn Féin as traitors. In the rural areas, they're still flying high. Their councillors are doing well. So yeah, they're not done yet. They're from a long shot done, because the message doesn't get to rural Ireland. There's so many people my age, a little bit older and a little bit younger, that are still up the ra and have no idea what's happening in the world, and they're just thinking, oh, Jesus, the British Empire, and sure, Jesus, they looked wrong at me great granddad, and there might be a story there that Jesus, they took his bike or something like. A lot of this stuff doesn't hit rural Ireland.
Yeah.
So to write Sinn Féin off is do it at your own peril. We have them down. They're far from out. We need to get our boot on their throat and twist the knife. And the biggest way to do that is your American, to the viewers, your American friends, your American cousins, anybody you know in the States, you need to get that message out in the States that Sinn Féin are traitors, and we need to cut their money supply. Once their money supply is gone, then we'll truly twist the knife in them, but not until we stop the money coming in from the States.
Just looking there, we have Herman there, just come up there. He said, Gale Force Media, another show and still no follow-up from Paul Fitz on what the truth of what happened on the 5th of February 2024. The Garda punched me. Well, there you know the truth then, don't you? You know,
5th of February
So
2024. Was that when was that?
That's how long ago that was. Yeah, that's when I got arrested. You remember remember with the knife and the guard hit me and all that stuff. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I remember it too.
Done and dusted and dealt with.
Done and done. Well, I have an appeal. I still have an appeal. Yeah.
To refusing to. Sorry, you basically were just refused to follow guard direction.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what
what it boiled down to. Yeah. So Section 8 was used illegally. Paul refused. Well, didn't refuse. He actually did comply with it. And the video evidence shows. Yeah, the video evidence shows it. And did you ever put in a GSOC report in relation to that?
No. And what happened was the day of the trial, the copper said, "Well, if I had to punch Mr. Fitzsimons, why didn't he put in a report into whatever it's called, GSOC or whatever they call it now?"
Yeah.
And my solicitor turned around and put her hand up and said, "Because you would have known we had this." And he said, "What's that?" She said, "This is Mr. Fitzsimons' CCTV of the whole arrest. He nearly shit himself." And even then, she still done me on non-compliance. No conviction. But at the end of the day, Martin, I did no wrong. I want to be, this needs to go. You know what I mean? Like I've lost my family over this. I've lost the football club I ran, I worked with. I've lost umpteen jobs because of this bullshit, because of this copper being told to pick on me and arrest me. But I will be, listen, you'll see. You'll see.
It'll all get sorted in the end, as they say. But hey, to the loser,
hang on.
I just want. Oh yeah, sorry.
Paul, check your phone.
Yeah, I'll fill the dead space while Paul is checking his phone. Sorry, I have to mute you again, or
You're muted.
That's great. I muted me instead of muting you. Anyway, just in relation to Section 8, the guards are using Section 8 legally. You need to go on to the state statute website where Section 8 is connected to a number of other statutes. And you need to learn all of those off and know them. Have them screenshotted on your phone. So if a guard just says Section 8, move on because of Section 8, you turn around and question them and say, and what subsection are you using it under? What is my breach of Section 8? Wait till you see their faces drop when they can't answer it. And if they physically move you on after not telling you what subsection they're using it under, then you have them by the short and curlies, and you will have a very, very enjoyable day in court, and you might even get a few pound out of it.
Paul, do you want to start the vaccines because there's only 20 minutes left?
Okay, I'm first I'm going to start with, hey Martin, he's at it again. Yeah. Okay, Mercury has JFK or RFK Jr. JFK is dead, obviously, but RFK Jr. has come out today and said that Mercury will be taken out of all vaccines.
That no human being should suffer from exposure to mercury. You came together to protect future generations from this potent neurotoxin, and I'm looking forward to continued progress. Article 4 of the convention calls on parties to cut mercury use by phasing out listed mercury-added products. But in 2010, as the treaty took shape, negotiators made a major exception. Thimerosal-containing vaccines were carved out of the regulation. The same treaty that began to phase out mercury in lamps and cosmetics chose to leave it in products injected into babies, pregnant women, and the most vulnerable among us. We have to ask why. Why do we hold a double standard for mercury? Why do we call it dangerous in batteries, in over-the-counter medications and makeup, but acceptable in vaccines and dental fillings? Thimerosal is a mercury-based preservative that has never undergone proper safety testing in humans. Hundreds of peer-reviewed studies identify it as a potent neurotoxin, a mutagen, a carcinogen, and an endocrine disruptor. Thimerosal's own label requires it to be treated as hazardous material and warns against ingestion. There is not a single study that proves it safe. That's why in July of this year, the United States closed the final chapter on the use of thimerosal as a vaccine preservative, something that should have happened.
I like Mr. Kennedy. He is. He's very good. But that's it. Gone now. I'm going to let you up, Oregon.
He's the only one I know that kind of matches you in colour, Paul.
It's funny you should say that. It's funny you should say that because somebody told me that the one I had on the posters that I looked like him in that picture. Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah.
His treatment for his vocal affliction has waned. He got very good for about a year and a half, and there was definitely benefits. You know, he was famously taking the methylite blue, is it, or how do you pronounce it? And it definitely he definitely had massive. But now maybe it's because he's speaking so much and he's doing so many talks and stuff like that. But his voice has deteriorated again to where it was about 3 or 4 years ago. It's something I've not just noticed over watching him for so long. But just to be aware, the mercury in the vaccines, that's only in relation to the FDA and to a product sold in the American market that is sanctioned by the FDA. It has nothing to do with the EUA region or anything else that's been sold in the EU. And the fact that they're bringing in the Brazilian beef and they're bringing in all the different trade deals with China and India, etc., the EU is just going to keep plowing forward and pumping us full of poison. So it's only that the FDA it's only for America, so it doesn't actually affect us. Given current relationships with the States and America, the EU will not follow suit, literally just out of spite.
Okay, I'm going to go with this one now. Okay, there's 2 of these, and I have another one then about measles. So let's go with this.
But a recent paper just came out. They found that infants, 2-month-old infants, if they got all 6 of the CDC recommended vaccines compared to the unvaccinated, they suffered about a 68% increased odds of dying in the following month compared to the unvaccinated. So it appears that not only, and so there's been 12 studies now comparing vaccinated to unvaccinated. All 12 found the same thing. Vaccinated individuals are far sicker. They have more chronic disease, more autoimmune disease, more neurodevelopmental disorders, more autism, more speech delays, speech disorders, more tics, and more skin disorders, and everything under the sun. And we recently expanded on that in a reanalysis of the Henry Ford study, finding that all 22 chronic disease categories were higher in the vaccinated children. So we have now chronic disease elevations as well as mortality elevations. So this is very serious. We have to start talking about it and replicating this in other states.
The McCullough Foundation are doing great work now, I have to say. And we'll come back and talk more about that, but I'm going to play the videos first and then we'll come back and talk about them. This is 2 of the largest safety studies ever conducted, the 2 largest COVID-19 safety studies ever conducted. Have a listen.
And I want to go over 2 massive studies that kind of just throw the whole safe and effective narrative out of the water. So the 2 largest COVID vaccine safety studies ever conducted. The first one's by Fuxova and colleagues. This had 99 million people in it. They found 500% increased risks of myocarditis, 300% increased risks of spinal cord inflammation, which can be permanently disabling. It can cause paralysis, and about 200.
It was transverse myelitis?
Yes, transverse myelitis.
Yeah.
And so we have all these things. Yeah. And then we have the second largest vaccine safety study ever conducted, which was published a few weeks ago. That had 85 million people in it and had a control group. So it was about 40 million vaccinated, 40 million weren't. It was a meta-analysis. They found 300% increased risks of heart attack. They found 200% increased risks of arrhythmias. They found about 250% increased risks of stroke. And so now we have the largest population sizes ever studied that were vaccinated, and we find these massive risks.
Wow. That is. Now, people, you need to look at this. This is not me saying this. This is that man there is a top doctor. So is Peter McCullough. They're all top doctors. Now, I'm going to just play this one here now. This is SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. They reckon this is being caused by the COVID jab and the vaccines. So let me just share this and we'll come back in a second. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear. Everything is moving very slow tonight. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear.
8% of sudden infant death syndrome occurs right after this, a big battery of vaccines. 78% of the SIDS cases. This is astonishing. In the state of Louisiana, Burl Hamadej, one of the representatives, has reviewed the data, and she put forward legislation saying a SIDS case, a healthy baby who dies, should have their vaccine record examined at the time of the medical examination. The medical examiners uniformly rejected this. No, we don't want to look at the vaccine record. It's willful blindness. It's willful blindness. Do you know there's been a prospective randomized trial in premature babies in the hospital? And the trial basically pitted giving the routine vaccinations of the little baby in the hospital, because they're in the hospital so long, versus holding off. And the babies who got the vaccines in the hospital, they had a higher rate of apnea, and they stopped breathing, and the nurses had to shake them and revive them. Well, what happens if the baby's at home and they have apnea and the parents aren't right there? That's sudden infant death syndrome. We've got a 5-alarm fire going off right now in modern pediatrics, and the average pediatrician refuses to face reality, as well as the medical examiners. Here are the data on sudden infant death syndrome. You can see the vast majority of SIDS cases occur within a week of the baby getting the big battery of vaccines.
So, as I said, people, this is, what happened was, my mic was on, that's what it was. SIDS from the MMR jab going on for decades now. Yes, it's better. Yeah, Siobhan, what was this? I was in late this evening, but it has been discussed all about our seaweed going to be taken by the Canadian company. I didn't hear that at all, but we can talk about that another night. They need the adrenochrome from the babies. It's a deep rabbit hole. Booker, I'm down that rabbit hole, mate. I'm with you on that one. We are cattle to the small hats. Yes. Should we know who it is, Judy G? And the funny thing is, it's absolutely a gotcha moment. It's hilarious. Yeah, don't be minding them, lads. Let them all. Chris Peanuts, great show, guys. Endless interruptions. There you go. Someone else is at that button. There's another one there now. Look. Gobshite. Chris Peanuts. You clown. I have to say. I tell you, you're crispy nuts. But fair play to him. I tell you, he's for the guy that has to go in there. He has to go in there now and set up a couple of different accounts fair play to you. Like, you're really putting in the effort. Like, I swear to God, and I'm glad that we're annoying you that much. That you're doing that because you're a clown. Yeah, clown.
But you know what the
But,
funny thing is? The great thing is, it
what?
doesn't even matter who it is. We've got our suspicions on it. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
While you're wasting your time making fake Google accounts to set up a fake YouTube account, we're actually doing work, and we're actually helping. You're miserable, lonely, sad, angry. Probably hate yourself when you look in the mirror. You know what I mean? We're all doing great work. It doesn't matter who criticizes us. We know we're doing good work. We're doing our best. You have nothing. And I want to look. I'd like to make eye contact. Look into the screen, Crispy Nuts. Look into the screen. I am so better than you. I am so much better than you. I'm a better human than you. I'm a better father than you. I'm a
So am
better
I.
man than you. So is everybody else. Orla is a better woman than you. It doesn't matter who or what you are. We are better than you. And all you can do is, like a weak lefty communist freak, you can only destroy. You have no ability to create. I'm happy. Paul's happy. Orla's happy. We work our asses off. We really work our asses off. And all you can do is just throw your little snide remarks. You don't understand how much we laugh at you when we get off air. You actually give us great joy by joining our show. We laugh so much about, it could be one of 3 people, but we laugh so much at you. Thank you for bringing joy to our lives. And
Right,
I'm so
I'm gonna
sad.
move on for the
I'm so
last one.
sad that you're so unhappy.
I'm not. I'm happy. But okay, this is the last one here. This is the measles. Okay, this is a guy from the US. What if getting measles as a kid protects you from heart disease and cancer later in life?
Interesting.
Let's play this and come back.
Between 1900 and the introduction of the measles vaccine in 1963 in the United States, measles mortality declined by over 98%. In England, between 1900 and 1968, when it was introduced, it declined by over 99%. Okay? What caused that reduction in mortality? I could tell you what didn't. It wasn't vaccines. They didn't exist. Okay? By the time they introduced the vaccine, there were about 400 deaths a year from measles in the United States, at a time when parts of America were still like a developing country, right? Where people will die of all kinds of disease of any kind because they don't have clean water, they don't have, and so forth. Now, so those 400 folks who died was probably going to continue to decline even without a vaccination, as occur with many diseases where they tried to make a vaccine and did it, like scarlet fever and so forth. Okay, they become less pathogenic over time. But let's just assume the vaccine saves 400 lives a year in America, which, by the way, at that point translated to 1 in 450,000 Americans died of measles. 1 in 450,000. Far from the killer. Our health department promotes measles as if millions in America died before there was a vaccine. Okay, so 1 in 450,000 people a year at a time when everybody got measles. Now, what's the flip side to that? Well, let me tell you what the studies show. They show that those who don't get measles, okay, this was have a statistically significant increased rate of death from cardiovascular disease and from cancer. Statistically significant. For example, there was a 100,000 person study in Japan that tracked 100,000 people in Japan for over 20 years. Okay, government study, government funded, government involved study. What they found is that after 22 years, those that had measles and mumps had a 20% statistically significant reduction in death from cardiovascular disease. Think about that. 20%. Cardiovascular disease kills 800,000 Americans a year. 800,000. If eliminating measles and mumps, forget 20%, let's say 1% had a 1% effect, well, you're way past your 400 deaths. You're way past. You've already inverted your public health benefit. Cancers. The studies show that, for example, getting measles reduces, those who have had measles have a reduction of 66% decreased rate of Hodgkin's lymphoma and 166 reduction rate in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Those kill 20,000, mostly kids, a year. If you've had measles, you have half the rate of ovarian cancer. I didn't do these studies. These are by major institutions around the world. They're all there in PubMed. They're in my book. I cite to them. You can go see them. They're all in peer-reviewed literature. They're done by major institutions. And here's the thing about those studies. Some of them are bigger, like the Japan study. Some of them are smaller and retrospective, like some of the cancer studies, but they're pretty consistent. They all end up showing the same thing. So from a public health perspective, did we have a net benefit?
Wow. Wow. So they reckon 166% less likely to get cancers or ovarian cancer and whatever. Like, that is just amazing. Sorry, I just want to go back to one of the girls there now. Is it a girl, Laura Smith? I make CMOS gel from Carrigain. You must send us in a video of you. Yes, Carrigain moss is lovely. I eat it as a dessert. Send us in a video. We play it on the show one of the nights for you, no problem. Or we might ask Orla to go down and do a little interview with you. She likes seaweed, I'd say. Chris Matthews. Sorry, what did Angela Leggett say there? There are 77,780 children awaiting medical care in Ireland. No money, but there's plenty of money available to hire a 4-star hotel ballroom to teach African men Irish dancing. You couldn't make it up. I did see that. We will play it on Wednesday. Laura Smith, yeah. On you, lots of videos on YouTube. Watch Soak Blend. Okay, yeah, we'll have a look for you. No problem. John Legan. Of course, children who don't get toxic MMRs are going to be much healthier. Right, lads, we're just at the end of our tether. Not our tether, but at the end of the show. Orla, I'll just bring you up there now. I'll let you go first.
Well, I just see the comment there. Yeah, seemingly there's something to do with measles, that if you get measles as a child, it can protect the heart. And I know that when you are pregnant and you go in for all these blood tests, they check you for rubella, which is German measles. And if you have had that as a child, not the vaccination, as in physically had the virus, you have lifelong immunity against it, right? But if you would say didn't get the vaccine, it can wear off. So then if you are pregnant and you get the likes of rubella, it can cause harm to the baby, you know? So there's a lot to be said, like, for getting these childhood, diseases when, I suppose when you were a child, like, I had them all. Maybe that explains a lot.
I had them all as well. And what we did with our kids, when one of them got the measles or one of them got chicken pox, they were all thrown in the bath. 3 or 4 of them, like the cousins and the whole lot, were all thrown in. So it was the all caught it at the same time. And the all caught it. They were all walking around the gaff for a week in bits, down in Achill it was, and it was great. Like, they all got it. They never got it again. Fair play. Right, so Orla, Martin, thank you very much for coming in this evening and helping us out there. Fair play to you. We'll
Good night, and apologies for the 4 curses.
It doesn't matter, but listen, but how Orla's still muted, so you can say what you want. I'll bring her back up. She's not giving out. She's not.
What she said? I said apologies for the 4 curses. Can't hear you. Say again.
Right. It doesn't matter. Okay. Right, we'll drop you down.
I'm already having
thanks very much. And we have you guys. We have your podcast tomorrow. Tomorrow, is it?
Yeah, it goes out tomorrow across all the channels, Paul's, mine, and the Gale Force Network. So Emmett Connor from Resolving Realities. Good conversation on communism if you're interested. Thank you very much, guys. Missed you last week.
We'll drop you down. Yeah, I know. We missed you too. Go on. See you later. We did miss him last week. But Orla, I'll let you up there now. I'll say good night and God bless.
Does he not realise I'm going to be seeing him in 2 minutes and there'll be no viewers watching to witness what I'll say to him?
Go on.
It's free.
Fuck! Stop! Good night and God bless. And the 2 years. Oh, stop. Listen, thanks very much for everyone who tuned in tonight. It's been a packed show, and thank you, everyone. If you can, if you want to buy us a coffee or whatever, please do. I'll just share this here now. I'll share the Revolut just one last time before we kick off. Before we go, if you can please, Jesus, man, get out, will you? Jesus. Well, I'm just finishing off. If you can do the revolute there. I just turned to my left there, and my ma was standing there. I just seen her head, and I'm nearly at to shit myself. So, yeah, okay. Thanks very much for everyone for tuning in tonight. Woo. But like I say, every night when we're finishing up here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose, and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless. Take care.